Hello and welcome to the United Stand. It's Manchester United versus Sunderland. It's the United Stand Premier League preview watch-along. It's not a preview, it's a watch-along. How you're doing? Fantastic weather in the UK, I have to say, which makes everybody feel a little bit happier, I'm sure. We're waiting on the team news. My prediction is that Fellaini will start, and I will give you my little moan about that when it happens. However, if he does start, the positive is Sunderland are a championship side and Fellaini will play quite well against them. If we were playing somebody decent, I think there'd be more than enough reason to moan. But we need to become accepted to that today as well. And also, just a very, very quick one before the team news comes in 3 minutes' time. There's a good chance that our subscriber count will go beyond the Manchester United capacity today. So if you are tuned in, it could be a historic day on the United Stand. I think it's 75,645 we need to go past. We're just under, just over 100 short of that. So hello, welcome, and get ready for the team news. It's about to come in. I'm excited. I've got to say, I am excited. I'm looking forward to the next few days. Europa League is back. We need to win that. If anybody saw Lyon last night, they got beaten by Lorient or someone like that, or L'Oreal, somebody crap anyway, and they're the best team left in it apart from us, I believe. A little bit worried about Celta Vigo as well, but we should be able to win that trophy, get Champions League football. But I think we'll win today. I think we'll win against Anderlecht on Thursday, and I think we'll win on Easter Sunday against Chelsea. I'm looking forward to that. As a one-off, I just want to beat them. Yeah, I don't know. And I just thought the team news would come in there. Sorry about that. Let me get my thing plugged in because Ross will be joining us for the team news as usual. And he says that. Team news is not in yet. No, sorry about that. I'm just looking through some of your messages. And we had this problem the other day with opening up Skype. I think it is going to open up this time, which is great. Okay. Let me get back on the live comments. Mega Sport TV is horny for the game. Great. Good to hear. And hi Mark, says Electric Warrior. And the problem is we can't score, says Logan. Well, let's just see what the team news is first before we all lose the plot. 2 minutes to go for that, actually, so we'll hold off a minute. Let's have a look at my things. And apparently Fellaini's going to captain Manchester United today. Oh my good God. That would send me into just palpitations, I think. Palpitations. Ross is probably about to join me now. Ross, can you hear me?
Hey there, Mark.
I'm good. Well, I was very well until I read that little message there from Alex that Fellaini might be captaining Manchester United today. I mean, they're sticking the knife in, and then there's slowly chopping my fingers off before they do that. I mean, that is amazing. Apparently, Romero is starting as well, so it looks like he's already prioritising the Europa League. I mean, it's not been confirmed yet, but it looks like it's going to be a weakened team if we're putting Romero in goal.
I think just on that, I think Tahay might be injured because he's not even on the bench, okay. Which might mean he had a niggle. I do remember him actually getting injured in the Everton game, but he sort of ploughed on with it. But yeah, this Fellaini thing just sounds absolutely mental. I don't know if Mourinho is, this would be the troll of the season, to be honest, because United fans have all touted Herrera as possibly our next captain. If Fellaini starts as captain today over him, I think that rules out Herrera ever being United captain, to be honest. But let's just wait and see. Obviously, I haven't seen it yet, but it should be out any minute now.
Yeah. Confident. Well, I was going to say confident we're going to win. I think we should definitely hold that back.
Fellaini's captain. Oh, it's out, Mark. Fellaini is captain.
It just makes you absolutely want to throw up in your mouth. It is absolutely disgraceful. I very rarely would say that, but I this season just lurches from one surprise to another. I am absolutely stunned. I really am. I mean, I'll give you the floor, Ross, because, well, let me just shout the team out to everybody, but I am stunned. Oh my God, Darmian's starting as well. Kill me now. Fucking hell. I mean, the only as predicted by Tyrone on my prediction show last night for the Tactics preview, Martial doesn't start, so that's a negative. Romero in goal, Darmian, Bay, Rojo, Shaw, that's a positive. Fellaini captain, Herrera and Pogba, Lingard, Mkhitaryan, Ibrahimovic. I mean, what I would say is we should still win this game. But again, I look at the bench and I see 5 fucking players that should be playing against the shit he's picked. Pereira, Twansibi, Fosu Mensah, Blind, Carrick, Martial, Rashford. And don't anybody come at me with this constant crap of he's resting good players for Thursday. He's not. He is not. Martial is on the bench because he doesn't want to play him. Rashford's on the bench because he doesn't want to play him. Carrick's on the bench because he doesn't want to play him. And Fosu Mensah's on the bench because he doesn't want to play him. He prefers to pick twats like Darmian and Fellaini. And I tell you what, for anybody who thinks that's over negative, 38% win rate when Fellaini starts a game, 58% win rate when he doesn't. And I'll leave it there, Ross. I mean, I don't know what your thoughts are about that team, but I just think it's a joke. I actually think he is trolling Man United fans, like you say.
I actually think Mourinho must watch the United stand, and he must have done that today, just so he can watch back the team line-up reveal and hear your little segment on it, to be honest, because it is, I mean, what a strange captain. Pogba's on the pitch, you know, they've got Herrera on the pitch, but yet he thinks Fellaini's more of a leader than Pogba and Herrera on that pitch. It is baffling. The actual selection of Fellaini in the team, I don't disagree with, to be honest, but
Championship opposition, so he was always going to play. I think to be honest, I think he'll play well today because Sunderland are crap. Let's be honest, they are crap. But for me, the team they should have picked was Carrick, Herrera and Pogba, or Herrera, Pogba and Mkhitaryan, and Martial should be playing. I'm baffled by that, but I'm starting to feel that the writing's on the wall for Martial. It just doesn't make sense to me anymore.
No, Lingard's been given a new contract. Obviously, been paid more than him as well, and he starts today. But yeah, just to go on the positives, because it is hard. It's easy. It's so negative, this team lineup, to be honest. But we've got Luke Shaw in the team, and for all that like we said, in fact, 3 weeks ago, we thought that his career is over. I did tweet out that I think he will start playing him soon, and we've had obviously come off the bench against Everton. Now he's starting today. It's a massive game for him. It's a big game for Lingard as well. He's had so much stick over the last week. Some of it I agree with, some of it I don't. I think he is in line for some stick, but you know the contract again, it's not really his fault. You know, United have offered him the contract, and I wouldn't turn it down. So yeah, like you said though, we should batter Sunderland today, regardless of who's captain and who's starting. But it's strange. For someone that's backed Mourinho all season, and I still will, I was looking at Tottenham yesterday, watching their performance and the way their manager conducts himself on and off the pitch, and I was slightly jealous, to be honest, because I think Pochettino's doing a crazy job at Tottenham, and we have to deal with Fellaini captains, we have to deal with public outing of players, and it's just starting on my tits a little bit.
I've actually added Draughty Devil to the call, which obviously must be an emergency if he's trying to get involved. I can have a laugh with the best of them. I really can. But there's some things that go beyond a laugh. And this is not representative of the United stand, although I think if we did a fast poll, 99% would agree with what I'm about to say. Fellaini should never, ever be captain of Manchester United, not even in an alternative universe where we're all being prodded by the devil up our arse every second. Should he be captain of Manchester United? It is a bad day. And I know people are laughing while I said that, but I'm just absolutely flabbergasted. I mean, I'd have been disappointed if we'd started him, but to captain him, I'll give you the floor, Draughty. I'm still in shock. I am absolutely stunned, but he's staying. He's here forever. You know, roll on till he's 40 when he might retire, because he's here for a long bloody time.
Can I just say, I think it is the greatest troll of all time. He's only doing it because David Moyes brought Fellaini in. He's now made him captain against David Moyes. And if he sends him down, I mean, seriously, it's sweet irony. The guy who nearly destroyed Manchester United with a player who was, you know, Mark Goldbridge doesn't like. And now he's captaining against David Moyes. It's sweet irony, Mark. Can you not see the comedy?
I can, but I'm a Manchester United supporter and I like a laugh, but I want Manchester United to win. I think we will win today, by the way. I think this sort of game suits Fellaini because it's crap championship opposition. I don't think they've won since 1988. They've not scored a goal in 6 games. So Mourinho's actually quite clever, really, because he's picking him in games where he'll play well today, and the bandwagon fans later will be going, "No, leave Fellaini alone. He's a good player." And then next week when we play Chelsea, we'll play Fellaini and we'll get dominated in the midfield. So I think Mourinho's quite clever when he does stuff like that. But I'm quite happy to put it on record. I said it the other day. I said it with Van Gaal as well. Van Gaal's obsession with Fellaini cost him his job, and I'm going to be honest with you. I back Mourinho, but I'm very, very concerned, Ross, that I'll say it now publicly. His obsession with Fellaini is going to cost him his job, because we will never win the league with Fellaini in a Manchester United side. You name me a team in the top 10 who would take him in their first team, even on that, let alone that. I mean, you spoke about Spurs there. They wouldn't even let him into the training ground. They'd let him sweep the car park. He's not nowhere near a good enough player to be in a top. I don't think he's good enough to be in a top 10 side, but certainly not a championship winning side. For me, I think it's embarrassing. And I've got to stop because I've got guests, but I always say this. When fans of other clubs are laughing at you for team selections, you know it's the big red flag that is not a player who should be playing for the club. It's like Jordan Henderson. Most Liverpool fans would get rid of him because he's crap. But I'm stunned. I'm absolutely stunned.
Yeah, it is baffling. Like you just said, it is funny. United fans getting hammered on Twitter. We haven't even done anything. We haven't even played the game yet. The team lineup, and you're looking at your great captains of Manchester United. You look at Roy Keane. You look at Brian Robson and people like that, and you think Fellaini. Is he anywhere near that? Why is he? There's so many players in that starting 11. I mean, I've championed Pogba as our captain. To be honest, future captain of Man United, even Herrera. But when they must send such a backward message to Herrera and Pogba to say, sorry lads, but we feel like Fellaini's more of a leader in this team than you. And Pogba's carried this United team for most of the season. I think we were affected when he wasn't in the team, and it just sends a bit of a shit message to them. That's my opinion on it.
Well, my biggest concern with it is as I go to Jordan, there's a very good comments from the live comments there. Let me just have a look at it, but. Well, Anthony Zenzosa says Fellaini's too negative for our team. Somebody did say you've not even mentioned Darmian. Darmian must be sat there with a big grin on his mouth because he's getting away with it. He's not getting anything at the moment. He should not be playing either. But great point there, Draughty, from Ross. I mean, you've got Pogba, you've got Herrera, you've got Zlatan, Mkhitaryan captains Armenia. You've got all these creative players, but our dictator, our captain, is a player who can't pass more than 10 yards, is slow, and very negative footballer. He's our captain. I need to stop saying it because it's going to make me depressed.
It's Zidane in a wig, mate. it's what's happening. It's Zidane in a wig. That's all I can think of. Zidane's turned up to the Carrington training ground and said, look, I kind of look a bit like him. Stick me in a wig. I think I can still do a job for you. And Jose's gone, yeah, I'll do that. Ross, can I just say, Pogba carrying the team, I kind of don't really completely agree with that. I think Pogba's been a bit hit and miss this season. I don't think he's been as good as we think. And people bang on about stats saying, oh, he's been brilliant. He's done this, that and the other. Anyone blessed with the gift of sight can see sometimes he's not had a good game at times.
The only reason I say it, Drew, is because every time I see United and Herrera and Fellaini are big victims of this, is that when we're playing the ball with Pogba on the pitch, they all pass it to Pogba and stand there and wait for him to do magic. And no one else in that team has the bottle to try and risk, long forward balls. And if they do, they're always horrendous. I mean, yeah, Pogba hasn't been fantastic, but he's the only one in our team that actually grabs the ball. And even if he is playing horrendous, which he has done, he still tries and he still makes forward passes, and that's what we've lacked for the last sort of 2-3 years. And Herrera and Fellaini, but it might be because they've still got that Van Gaal mentality. They just seem to want to pass it sideways to Pogba because they don't want the risk of misplacing a pass. And I just hope that with all the criticism that Pogba gets, he doesn't lose it out of his game, because I'm happy if he only gets 1 out of 10 forward passes if he's trying forward passes, because it's just what we miss. Just someone that will risk their stats in theory.
But I don't think he has had enough criticism. I mean, £89 million, people go, oh, it's not our money or whatever. If you are the most expensive footballer in history, okay, you expect a certain level of that player. It's like Cristiano Ronaldo when he went to Madrid. Stellar. Gareth Bale goes over to Real Madrid. Again, he's been really, really good. I can't say, really, Pogba's been world-class this season. I think that's where I kind of struggle with it. And I get, he's not there to score bag loads of goals. It's not his game. But at the same time, there have been occasions this season where he has let us down. And Zlatan is culpable as well. People say, Pogba's hit the bar 9 times. If he'd scored those, you'd be saying he's amazing, whatever. He didn't score. That's the point. He didn't put them away. And if those goals end up costing us, well, it is what it is. I just find it hilarious. And let's get back to the point that Mark raised. It is hilarious. Marouane Fellaini is captain of Manchester United. Mark, can you just repeat this for me like 10 times? Can you let it sink in? Are you going to have a mental breakdown? You feeling all right now?
I just realised I would love to get some Snapchats. So United Stand MUFC Snapchat. Send us your Snapchats about this. I'm just recording it to get people. So give me a minute. Marouane Fellaini, Manchester United captain then. Send us your Snapchats. We're live on YouTube, the United Stand with our watch-along, and really want to get your opinions on Marouane Fellaini as Manchester United captain. So that's away. That's going up onto Snapchat now, and we'll await your Snapchats about it. Very little surprises me. I did tweet it out about 2 hours before kickoff that Fellaini was starting and Martial wasn't, and people go, you're just being negative. No, we were told that, and it's true. I wasn't told he was captain, and I'm absolutely stunned by it. And to be honest, beyond the joke, and you must always try and laugh in the face of adversity, I am very, very concerned about Manchester United. In all seriousness, I'm very, very concerned because he shouldn't be playing today. He shouldn't even be playing. But to give him the captaincy, it just shows that in all fairness, I want both of you to answer this and people at home. Let's get serious for a minute. Edwin says, what the fuck, Fellaini captain? And I think that is the general consensus. I'm not a stat man, I'm a fact man. We're nearly towards the end of the season now. I think we've played 40 games. So where you are is where you deserve to be. 38% win rate when Fellaini starts a game of football for Manchester United. 58% win rate when he doesn't. Ross, any dickhead can see, and it's not like it's just, that's unlucky because it's not his fault. He's not a very good footballer either. Why, and I put this to everybody, why is he doing it? Why is Mourinho doing it? Because I can think of 20 players on a pub team I used to play for who could play midfield better than him. But in all seriousness, there are systems he could play today and not even have him on the bench. But I would have him on the bench because he's a decent plan B. Why? Why is he doing it? Why is he ignoring what is staring in his face, that this player is not good enough for Manchester United? And I do think we'll win today. This is a bigger picture. This is Sunderland, who are the worst team in the league. They are a championship opposition. We will win today, regardless of, we could have played Sir Alex Ferguson up front and made him captain. We'll still win the game today. But what is this? What is this obsession with Fellaini? Because if he's going to play him every game, I don't think we will win the Europa League.
Yeah, it's a great point about, it's not Fellaini's fault at the end of the day. He just tries his hardest and the manager picks him. And I'll raise the point again. I probably would have picked Fellaini playing today. I probably wouldn't have played Carrick over him, to be honest, away from home in what's going to be quite a physical game against a championship side. But the fact that he's picked him as captain, all season, as a big backer of Mourinho, I've come up with excuses for everything he's done. Why he dropped Mkhitaryan, why he dropped Shaw, why he's dropping Martial. I always tried to find, the positive in it. But I'm running out of... I'm still a backer of Jose Mourinho, and I'm still positive that he is our manager. But I'm just running out of excuses. I cannot, for the life of me, think of a reason for this. I think it just sends out a negative message, not only across the team, but across sort of all the teams in Europe. I mean, they'll all be like Real Madrid and teams like that. They'll all be pissing themselves laughing looking at this. I mean,
I've got a theory though, Ross. I've genuinely got a theory. Okay, any of you guys watch cricket?
I watch the Ashes.
Okay. Well, usually when a player's made captain, they usually bat better and play better. Maybe the theory is if he makes, Fellaini captain, he's going to be suddenly world class and he's going to get a hat trick today. He talks about making Fellaini a loved amongst Manchester United fans. I think what's happening here, guys, is actually he just wants to hear Mark Goldbridge come out on YouTube and say, "Look, you were right. Fellaini's an amazing player." And if that's what
never going to happen, even if I have to be stubborn, it's never going to happen.
Even if he scored 10 goals in a match, standing on his head,
I'd
you'd
still
be like, nah.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's have a look. Let's take live comments first because they're the core of the show. Let's see what people are saying. So, and then I will let you two see what you think to some of these. So, Mum says, "I love Fellaini. I think it is Fellaini's mum. He shouldn't even be on the bench," says Tony Martial. I think he will sort out Fellaini soon enough," says Santanos. I don't think he will. I think some of us are hoping we're going to sell him. I think when you make somebody captain, he's not going anywhere. We're screwed, says Lord Fellaini. I'd send him back to Everton for free, says Z. Does Jose know if it was April's Fool Days last Saturday, says David Woodhouse. Good one. Well, why does Fellaini have to be captain, says Ewan Gordon. The most simple but relevant question I think I've read all day. Mark, he won't be starting next season for sure. We said that last season. We did, and he's still here. We're going to use Snapchat. Don't worry about that, cool guy. We need Pochettino as our manager. I'm not going that far, to be honest. We've had a contribution here from Orison. Thanks for that. He says, "Do you think this obsession with Fellaini will continue next season? I really hope not." Well, I'll throw that to you and Drawty. Ross, do you think he's here for the long run? And what do you think that means for both Mourinho's future and Manchester United's? I've said we won't win a title with Fellaini in the team. How long do you think he's going to be here, and what do you think that means for Manchester United?
About a month ago, I'd have said no, based on sort of who we've been linked with in January, but sort of who we've been linked with to buy in the summer. But looking at this, you don't sell your captain of your team. I know he's not the captain, but the fact that he's captaining today means definitely he is a part of Jose's plans going forward, and I'm not going to put it past Jose to build the team around Fellaini based on what he's doing at the minute, which is just backwards and awful, to be honest.
I've just had some breaking news that Andy Tate's been seen getting a limo up to Sunderland now because there's a massive opportunity for a big rant viral video straight after this game. But Drawty, I mean, how long do you think he's going to be here? I think he'll be here for a long time, and I don't see him. I don't think somebody made a good comment there that he'll be gone in the summer. But I remember saying this last year. One of the first things we need to do is get rid of him. I can see him being for a long time. I think I've always said about Mourinho, as much as I don't want him to be sacked, I think he's the right manager. I'm starting to have doubts whether we'll win the league. I've been saying for a long time we'll win the league next year. I don't think we can win the league if he's going to keep picking Fellaini, and Mourinho is a very, very stubborn man, and I doubt he does watch the United stand. I doubt he does take much notice of any United fan opinion. But if he did hear this, he would be stubborn enough to go, "I'm right. I will not. I am not going to move on this. I said in August I will make the fans love Fellaini, and I will carry on to do it." But it will. I believe, sadly, it would be detrimental to our success next year.
Look, when Marouane Fellaini's lifting the Champions League trophy, you won't be moaning next season.
I know.
That's all I can say.
I'll be dead. I'll have had a heart attack. I just won't believe it. I'll think it'll be like the Truman Show. My whole life has been a bloody lie, and they just load things up to make to see how I react to it. Yeah. I'd love it. I'd love to win the Champions League, but it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen.
Well, here's the joke. It's actually April Fool's Day. It's not actually happening, Mark. Everyone's having a joke on you. Just to let you know.
I've lost a week in my life.
Yeah,
Let's take some Snapchats. I really think this is going to be funny. So fasten your seatbelts, everybody, and let's see what people are saying. Jackson Walker.
Come on, really? Fellaini. Out of everyone he could pick, he had to pick Fellaini. There's Pogba, Herrera, even Bailly.
Mild, but it might get better. Pratam. He's a rubbish song there. Hassan, he's singing as well. I think I'm clicking. Callum, it's a disgrace to the club to have a clown as a captain. Good comment. Nathan.
You should already have about as Big Bush.
Don't know what he was on about. Jack Yalda.
The question is, would you give Fellaini another contract if he scores a 90th minute goal to secure top 4?
Would I give him another contract if he scores a 90-minute goal? I wouldn't give him toilet paper to wipe his backside, to be honest, but that's just me. J May.
Fellaini as captain is the worst thing ever to happen to us since Ronaldo left in 2009. Absolutely shambolic.
Ooh, they're not happy. Krish.
Fellaini captaining Manchester United. What the fuck?
Well, sorry for the language.
Mourinho's playing Fellaini a lot because he wants to get a good price for him in the summer or January and giving him a new contract.
I love those sort of comments, Ross. I don't know about you. These people who start coming out saying he's playing Fellaini so he can get a good price for him in the summer. Yeah, let's screw up our whole season and put him as captain just so other clubs will think, oh, we want to sign him. We want to spend 40 million on him. He's picking him because he wants to pick him. But I think it's time we move on. It's time we move on. We've all said what we want to think about that. I just want to say that Chris Smalling is not playing. I have put it in the team by accident, but my screen, my editing system has frozen. So there is nothing I can do. I may not even be able to update the score or put the timer on without closing it down and losing the stream. Hopefully it'll come back. It's done it before. But Smalling's not playing. Bailly is. Looking at that team, let's go to you, Drawty, because I know Ross has given his opinion on the team. Darmian's at right back. Luke Shaw does play. No Martial again. Zlatan up front. Herrera, Pogba, Fellaini, we know. Lingard on the right. Mkhitaryan on the left. Rojo and Bailly. Romero in goal. Apparently De Gea's been rested. Luke Shaw starts. Darmian on the right back. What's your thought about that team anyway? You know, we've given Fellaini an absolute bashing. Realistically, Darmian back in the team. I think they'll all get away with it, though. I do, because I think Sunderland are so bad.
Well, we're playing against David Moyes, so really, you know, any team that we put out should beat them. You could put out the kids, and we probably still beat Sunderland at the moment. So maybe that's kind of the joke. It's we can put out a weakened team. Maybe he's trying to rest players. Maybe that's what he's trying to do. But when you're looking at it, De Gea doesn't need a rest. So why is Romero starting? Bit of a weird one, that one.
Yeah.
Darmian. Has he actually done anything this season? No. Maybe he's trying to put him in the shop window. Maybe he's overly confident. Maybe that's the problem today. Maybe he's overly confident, thinking we're just going to smash Sunderland because they've been so poor. Bay's decent. Rojo's had a decent season. Shaw needs an extended run in the team, so that one makes sense to me. Fellaini at captain. Ander Herrera. Go back to Fellaini at captain. Lingard, you know, he's been given a 100 grand contract, so you'd expect him to play. Fellaini at captain. Pogba in the side again, needs to perform today. Fellaini's captain. Mkhitaryan and Ibrahimovic, and again Fellaini at captain. So sorry, I just laugh at the team. It's just I'm confused. I don't know. It's one of those times I really don't know what to say because I'm just a bit like. Does anyone else feel like that at the moment? Like they've just literally gone into the twilight zone. I
actually think Ross might have touched on this, so I might be repeating it, but I think there's an element of manipulation by Mourinho, is that if we win today, and you know we've been winning, and like on Tuesday night we didn't win, and Fellaini was crap, and everyone was like, why did he even play 90 minutes? And he gets scapegoated. But I think Mourinho has now sort of realised that Fellaini's never going to be a good player that he can come out and say he was brilliant. So now what he's going to do is, if I give him captain and the team wins, then I can say it's all because of Fellaini, because he's captain. So he can't rely on his ability of a footballer now. But if he gives him the captaincy, he can say, well, the team won. That's down to the captain. I think that's what he's doing, Ross. I think it's a genius stroke. He's run out of... He can't make us love him for his ability. So now he's just going to become like a mascot captain, that the rest of the team win the game, but he gets the praise.
Do you know what? Looking at him, Mark, I can absolutely guarantee you, if he's rested De Gea, there's a reason why he's done it. Because the media and every interviewer is obviously going to ask him why Fellaini's captain. And looking at the team, the one excuse he will give is that out of all them players, I think Fellaini was the first player to make his debut out of that starting 11. Now, if he'd have played De Gea would have taken that mantle off him, so he wouldn't have been able to stick up for himself to make this. So he's almost rested De Gea on purpose because, in theory, Fellaini is the most senior player in that team, as opposed to appearances for United and stuff. So it wouldn't surprise me if I'll rest De Gea, then I can actually give Fellaini the captain's armband, and he'll have that excuse. I haven't seen an interview with him yet, but I guarantee that's what he will use as the excuse for picking him. But it's like you say, you need to kind of get off the Fellaini thing, to be honest, but it's hard not to, and you see the captain's armband next to him now. But apart from that, I know we've said about Darmian, I'm chuffed with that back four, apart from Darmian, because I think Bailly, Rojo and Shaw is the back three out of that four that I've wanted to see all season. And we've got Bailly and Rojo nailed on now as our best centre-backs. I think Luke Shaw needs to, that's the player that I'm going to be watching today more than anyone, is Luke Shaw.
I've got a few, just before I go to George, there's a few comments I've got to read out. Jay Asora, has contributed to the super chat. He says 20 minutes of Fellaini talk. Seriously, what the fuck? It's unprecedented. This is a bit like the moon landing. It is big news. Where were you when Fellaini was named captain as Manchester United? So remember this day, and 20 minutes probably doesn't do it justice. We've also had another, Matthew McFadden's made a comment. I'd rather have Fred West as my dad than have Fellaini as our captain. Controversial if you don't know who Fred West was. Mass murderer of kids. But it's all about your opinion. And Mourinho on De Gea, I believe he'll be ready for the next match, says Owen Pitts. So it looks like he is... has a knock or something. I agree with Draughty. There's no reason to ever rest a goalkeeper. And Sahil Singh, Mourinho said if Premier League doesn't work, he'll prioritise the Europa League. And De Gea injured. Say bye to Griezmann, lads, says Alpha G. I don't know why that would be linked together, Draughty. Can you think? Am I being a bit thick there? Why De Gea's injury means we wouldn't get Griezmann?
Can I just... completely tangent. If anyone wants to go to Wikipedia right now on the Manchester United page, Marouane Fellaini has been listed as an official club captain. It says from 2017 onwards, Marouane Fellaini, which, to be honest, Mark's heart's probably now beating through his chest, thinking, what the hell's going on? And just looking at the stats, actually, Marouane Fellaini was actually captain back in December 2013 for a little bit. So it's not the first time he's been captain.
For United?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, 4th of December 2013, apparently.
Yeah, that was David Moyes, and he didn't know what he was doing.
Well,
yeah,
to be honest with you.
I supported Forest then as well, so probably.
Yeah, no, you did. I heard Ross was supporting Liverpool as well, so.
Yeah. We only started this because we want to manipulate Manchester United fans. That is a joke.
Oh yeah.
By the way. We're just reacting to the hate, but I didn't know he'd been captain before. I must have been out that night, but. It's interesting. It's interesting. I mean, let's talk about the game a little bit because that will be fast upon us. I think this is the quickest pre-hour we've ever had, and the most interesting. But it's we can't. I don't think we can even draw this game. I mean, if we did. We're gonna win. We're gonna win Ross, surely, and that is the only reason I think he's picked Fellaini, because it is manipulation by Mourinho. Because we do have flippant fans out there. I love you all. You're great, but there are flippant fans. I've seen it over the last 2 years. Somebody has one good game, you jump on the bandwagon. Somebody has a bad game, you jump on the bandwagon. And I think by doing this today, I think his post-match conference is already written. Whether Fellaini has the best game of his life or not, he'll be the man of the match and the reason we've won this game. I think there's one game we're going to win this season. We're going to beat Sunderland away. I just can't see us not doing it. They're awful.
Yeah, I think you're right. And like you say, even if we win 1-0, I think Jose will come out with Fellaini was great at half-time, rallying the troops. Like you say, it's just written in the stars, really. And he'll get on the Fellaini bandwagon, and so will some United fans, and it will be wrong, to be honest. But with the game, in terms of the results, going into this game, I was so underwhelmed, just based on our form and other results. The fact that Liverpool won yesterday, I just think this is a completely nothing game for us, and I wouldn't even care if we lost, to be honest, because my mindset switched from what it was about 3 weeks ago, and it's all Europa League for me, to be honest, and I honestly wouldn't care if we played the reserves for the rest of the season and won the Europa Leagues. I think that is our most realistic chance of top four now.
Chris Jones makes a good point, Draughty, on the live comments. He says, I tell you what, if Fellaini's loud and does a good job today and motivates Shaw, I'll be happy. I've not even thought about that. Imagine if you're Luke Shaw or Paul Pogba and you're getting shouted at by Fellaini. I mean, God. It's an interesting thought, isn't it?
Have you ever been shouted at by a tree?
I know.
Well,
it's like going into work and the cleaner coming in and telling you you're doing a bad job, isn't it? You know, with all due respect to cleaners, you do a fantastic job, but my job's better than yours. No, that's very arrogant. But you know what I mean? It's
dear.
It's like we've just lost a massive amount of cleaners now.
Literally, we've just killed the sub. Okay,
mate, that's going to turn into a vine.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? It is like the person. I'm trying to think. It's very politically hard to do this, to say basically, it's like an idiot telling you what to do. A clown. Yeah, it's like being sat at your desk and a man dressed as a clown comes and tells you you're doing it wrong. That is basically what United players are facing today. But you never know. He might do us all a favour, get really excited, chuck a couple of elbows and get himself sent off. But I don't want that to happen. That is a joke. I want Manchester United to win. But I think it's going to be very interesting to watch, Draughty.
Mate, I'm getting you a spade. You need one, or maybe a JCB. Ross, if you want to help me dig him a hole, we will. But oh, sorry. What did you ask?
I don't know. Just say what you like. What I do want to talk about though is Anthony Martial. Didn't get 1 minute on the pitch against Everton. I'm a big fan of Martial, but the facts are he always plays well against Everton. Didn't get a minute today. Not play him again. I know people can throw back the whole, we did it to Martial, I did it to Mkhitaryan, they've done it to Luke Shaw, it's just tough love. But I think it's beyond tough love with Martial. I get the impression that he will sell Martial this summer because he's worked hard to get back in, and then he has one bad half and he's out the team for days, for games on end. He just doesn't seem to want to play Anthony Martial. And whatever you think about Jesse Lingard, he is not Anthony Martial by any means, and you could easily put Mkhitaryan on the right and play Martial today, and he refuses to do it. Yeah,
but the thing is with Martial, you know when you get like a bad egg, and you know it kind of disrupts the team and stuff like that. I just kind of feel the whole thing with his wife and all those kind of things that go on. I know players do it all the time, but he rarely smiles. He seems quite broody. I don't know. There's something about him that says he doesn't quite sit well with Mourinho anyway. And, you know, you want a harmonious dressing room. And if a player's there constantly being moody and aloof and sort of, you know, they've got too many things going on, maybe they're not focusing on their football, maybe he's trying to get his head back in the same position that it was before. At the end of the day, he's the manager. If he doesn't want a player there, it doesn't matter if we think he's world class, he'll get rid of him. If he doesn't think he's got a future at the club, he'll get rid of him.
Yeah.
And I just feel at the moment you get the impression that he's not doing tough love with Martial. You get the impression more that he doesn't like him. It's the same with Fellaini. He's picking him clearly because you can tell he likes the player.
Yeah.
And I think, Ross, I mean, do you think he's going to go? Because to me, I feel like Martial's on his way out.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think he's on his way out. And you could upset a lot of people on Twitter and maybe even watching today. But if he did go, I don't think I'll be absolutely devastated, because I think, unlike players like Luke Shaw, who is playing today, but Martial's had a lot of chances this season. And I know in the games,
not as many
the
as
team
Fellaini.
I know, yeah, but again, Fellaini is a workhorse, and he probably walked around the training ground, you know, stuck up Mourinho's arse, where Martial probably is completely the other way. But
yeah. I
just think that I look at Martial and the potential he had last year, which was phenomenal. We all thought we had the best winger in Europe. We were talking about Thierry Henry. I'm looking at him this year, and I watch him perform, and then I watch other wingers around Europe. And Mbappe's just to name one of them, who's also French, but that doesn't matter. And I think
he's
said
so... Mbappe then? I was like, what the hell is he on about?
What? Mbappe DeMarco, no. I think he's just so far behind top wingers that are his age. And I think playing on that left wing this season, I think Rashford's played better than him. So unless he snaps out of what he's doing, and unless he starts showing Mourinho something maybe in the training ground, he will go. And I personally, as long as we replaced him with someone better, I think that it wouldn't be a loss. And I think there is better players out there.
You know what? It's all about disagreeing and having an opinion. And I do sort of disagree with you for the main reason that it's... You hit the nail on the head. He is, or was last season, one of the best wingers in the league. He was our outfield player of the season last year in a crap side. It's a failure on the manager. It is a failure on the manager that he's not been able to replicate that form. Martial has to take responsibility, but Mourinho is obviously he's not. The cold hard truth with it is, and you're both right, Draughty, when he says, well, it's the manager's choice and he will make the decision, and you with Martial's not been the player he was last year. But I think it's a failing on the manager, and also that the manager doesn't like that sort of player. But I empathise with Martial because he excites me. We spent a lot of money on him, and I really do like him at Manchester United. But the big issue with this is that he's just not... I think, and a lot of you will react to this the way you always have, I think taking the number 9 shirt away from him was bad by the club. And you can say, oh, it doesn't matter about a shirt or anything like that. But if you are a footballer and they live in a bubble and they are confidence players, if you come back from a bad summer at the Euros with France and then you've had a good season at Manchester United, you want to come back to that, where everything's been good, and your new manager takes your shirt away for a new signing, then that is going to rub you up the wrong way from the start. And I think that is where you can take it back to, Draughty, that the writing was on the wall. The writing was on the wall, because I think on Mourinho, if he's a clever manager, which I think he is, I really do think he is, he wouldn't have done that to his player of the year. Well, wasn't his player. He wouldn't have done that to United's player of the year, because he would have known in his head, there's a good chance I might upset somebody who's going to be really important to me. Other than, obviously, he didn't feel he was important to him, so he wasn't bothered about upsetting him.
At the end of the day, Jose's always been his own man. Mourinho's always been very, very stubborn with his players, and he has ostracised players in the past.
De Bruyne?
Yeah, he's done it, and even with Lukaku to a kind of degree. Lukaku never stayed at Chelsea, did he? He ended up shipping him out here, there, and everywhere. So, some people go, oh, he just doesn't trust the youth. He might not do, but that's down to him, and that's down to whatever he wants to play. If Martial's just not the type of player he wants in the team, maybe he's not doing it in the style he wants. You just don't know. Not every player in the world can fit into a setup. You couldn't just take every decent player in the world, or the best players in the world, put them together and hope they somehow cohese together, because as much as people say, oh, you could play Messi and Ronaldo together, they just fight over the bloody ball all the time. It'd be so selfish. And I just feel with Martial, he's kind of lost his way a little bit. Maybe he's not playing the way that Jose wants him to play. Again, I completely hear what Ross was saying. He was amazing in the first season. He's just gone backwards this season. Lingard, for all his, dabbing and silly antics and stuff, he just gets his head down and just does his bit for the club. And I don't know if Martial's putting in that much effort as everyone else. He's clearly got talent. No one's denying that he's got talent, but it's whether that talent's being best placed for the club, and if that talent's actually being nurtured in a way which is best for the player and for the team. I seriously just think this summer we're going for a bit of a clear out again, and Mourinho's putting people in the shop window, and also thinking about getting rid of some dead wood. And there was a brilliant comment about 5 minutes ago where someone said Martial's slowly turning into Depay. I don't know how you feel about that, guys, but in some ways it feels like, Bertie Big Bollocks comes onto the scene on the first game against Liverpool, 3-1. You think, oh my God, we've finally got a superstar. It just hasn't happened. And you've got to ask yourself why.
Because these super chat comments disappear if I don't read them out.
Yeah.
Andrew Southwick's made a contribution. He says, when I saw Fellaini was not only in the squad but captain, I nearly lost it. I think Jose has lost his ability to pick a proper squad. And Ray Carl Brown says, if Fellaini wins his Champions League, it's time to call him a sir. What I would say, Ross, just quickly in relation to what Draughty was saying there is, if you ever wanted an indicator of what's important to Mourinho, today is it. He could have played Fosu Mensah at right back. He played Darmian. He could have played Martial. He's captain Fellaini. It's all about work ethic. It's about work ethic. And to be fair, the writing's always been on the wall. We said it last summer. I want him as manager. I still do. But people moaning about the youth, well, what did you expect? And, Martial, very, very frustrating. But De Bruyne, he couldn't stand him. He called him a bottler. He said he didn't have the mentality to play for a big club. Where's De Bruyne now? He's playing for Manchester City. He's one of the best players in Europe. Mourinho will get it wrong. And I think Martial will leave. I'll be very sad. He's one of my favourite players at Manchester United. And he will get it wrong, because Martial will go somewhere else and he'll be a very good player. Does that make Mourinho wrong if Manchester United go on and win titles? Probably not. Was he wrong about De Bruyne? Chelsea won a title. But we're going to get upset along the way, aren't we? We are going to get upset because he is a man to his own mind. More so than Sir Alex Ferguson. Sir Alex Ferguson wouldn't do stupid things like play Fellaini. And, he did make selections that we didn't agree with, but he wouldn't pick Fellaini. 1 minute, I'm just going to go and get the door. Go, Ross, get talking, mate.
Yeah, well, do you know what? The thing is that the issue that I have with it, to be honest, is that when Mourinho come in, I expected sort of Manchester United to bring out the best in Mourinho as a manager. But what's happening is Mourinho is being very stubborn, and he's managing United the way he manages any other club. And I didn't really expect that, and that was so naive of me at the time. I expected him to just crack on with playing the youth like we always do. But it's a tough one, really, because what do we want at Manchester United? Do we just want a robot that we just get a manager in and does exactly what the fans want to do? Because if we want that, then almost the fans could pick the team, because we all want the same starting 11 every week, and we never get it. But we cried out for Mourinho. We cried out for this no-nonsense, ruthless style of management, and we've got it. And that's exactly what he's doing. And we said there'll be casualties along the way, and we're going to see some huge casualties, and we'd probably never have thought in a million years that Martial could have been one of them. But it looks like he is, and we've got to deal with it because we cried out for Mourinho as manager, and we do have to back him. And Mark's right in what he says with, like, you can't mindlessly back him, and I'm not going to back stupid decisions like picking Fellaini as captain. It's ridiculous. But again, it was the fans' appointment, Mourinho, and we have to back him, because we can't have just people managing this club that are yes men and do whatever the fans say. Sometimes you've got to go against the grain, and that's what he's doing.
Apparently Phil Neville's made an absolute howler again. If you follow Phil Neville on Twitter, last week he was asked what one player he'd take from Liverpool, and he said Jordan Henderson, to which a Liverpool fan replied and said you can have him. And then today he's come out with De Gea's probably the best keeper in the world. It's a big call to drop him, and he's injured. So, good old Phil. Good footballer though. Probably missing something else somewhere. But let's have a look. I'm having a look on Twitter. It's interesting. Fellaini is the top trending article on Twitter at the moment. Doesn't surprise me. And do you know what? I'll be totally honest, because a lot of people saying this on the live comments. What would you do different then, Mark? Which is a very, very, very fair point. I can live with Darmian playing at right back today. I can live with most of that team. But the one thing I would do is just take Fellaini out. And I don't mean shoot him, get a hit. I've heard some people saying that. But I mean just drop him in a barrel in the middle of the Atlantic, and by the time he gets back to shore, the season will be over. And then Mourinho will have been forced to see how well we can play without him. I can't move away from 38% win rate when he plays, 58% win rate when we don't. But 60% win rate when we play away from home, Draughty. Our away form is championship winning. Unfortunately, the home form is where it's led us down. And in fairness to Fellaini, he's not missed that many chances.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at the fact that you're having a meltdown over Fellaini still.
It'll be here for a long time. He's going to get it. I mean, the watch-along is going to be... If anyone's got the time to just download this watch-along and do the best bits, he can pass. He can play like Messi today. I'll guarantee you, every bad pass, I'm going to be jumping on him. But that's me. Heart on the sleeve, and I'm very stubborn about my opinion. But... yeah, I mean, we've got a fantastic away record. There's people saying this is an average side, we're going to lose today. I really don't think they've done the homework on Sunderland. And fair play to you. Unless you're depressed, don't watch Sunderland. Defoe's a good player, but they aren't going to cause us any problems today. If you thought Middlesbrough were bad, these are really bad.
Oh, they're terrible. I mean, Ross, you made a good point about, the club will do whatever it wants and won't listen to fan opinion. Look at Arsenal. With all the hate that they're getting at the moment, and everyone's saying Wenger out all around the world, which has kind of become a meme, it looks like they're going to give him a 2-year extension. I think the kind of idea of fan power at the moment, unfortunately, it doesn't matter how much fans protest. It doesn't matter what fans say. You could have the entire fan club against you. It's down to the owners. And if the owners don't want to make a decision, it doesn't happen. And it's the same with the manager. If the manager wants to pick a player, Mark Goldbridge on YouTube is not going to sway Jose Mourinho of Manchester United to not pick Fellaini. So, you could stick him in a barrel in the middle of the ocean, Mark, but unfortunately, Jose's going to be he's my man.
I think
exactly.
The thing is different to other clubs is I think Woodward actually got it right in the summer, and I think it would have been a lot easier to keep Van Gaal, given the fact that we won the FA Cup, then actually sack him and get Jose Mourinho in. I think he comes under more criticism for doing that. Well, I think the fans called that. The fans spoke. Van Gaal got booed in his last game at Old Trafford. And that was the fans' decision, and the fans were the ones who were singing Jose Mourinho.
Didn't he? Fellaini's been booed.
Exactly.
And what a recovery! I mean, he got booed. He got booed at Old Trafford, And a few months later, he's now captain because since he got booed, he's been playing like Messi, hasn't he? He's been so good since we booed him. What a journey. You know, they're doing a video on Vardy. I think they really should do one on Fellaini. What a season he's had. Booed at the start, and he's now leading us all the way to 6th place. Forget Sleeping Beauty. This is up there with the Lion King, and he's got the mane to go with it. The Lion King 2, the resurrection of Manchester United as captained by Marouane Fellaini.
You finally lost it then.
I'm losing.
You've literally finally lost it. Ross, call the men in white coats.
Your 2 good comments. I'm reading the live comments, and they're building me up. They're bringing me back. They're pulling me back down. But I'm just looking at Jordan Pickford. I know you're very good on the keepers. You should follow Drawty on Twitter, to be fair, and Ross. Ross said something very intelligent the other week as well. I forget what it is. It will come back to me in a minute. But you predicted something and it was right. I forget what it was. But back to Drawty. You can follow him on Twitter, the Drawty Devil. You were on about Donnarumma. I see other channels talking about Donnarumma now, months after you mentioned it. But Jordan Pickford, be interesting to give him a watch. Could he go from Sunderland, where he's getting loads and loads of practice, to being a Manchester United keeper, in your opinion?
Well, he's going to have a lot of practice against Marouane Fellaini shooting at him. Yeah. And I think kind of that's where it's coming from. So Jose's thought, do you know what? If I make Fellaini captain and he's shooting against Pickford, then I can judge what the keeper's going to be like for next season. That's the only other thing I can think of, really. I do think Pickford...
cracking saves. I've not seen him a lot.
Oh, he has been.
Now, yeah.
No, he's a damn good keeper as Pickford. But then again, I like Jack Butland as well.
Yeah, is he back from injury yet?
I think he's just coming back. I don't know if he played yesterday. I'll have to check. I'm not too hot on who's coming back from injury, or whatever. But Pickford and Butland for me would be the 2 I'd look at. Donnarumma is one of those kind of Galactico signings you'd buy purely because he's going to sell loads of shirts and is a bit more of a kind of... he's a financial signing, shall we say. He really would be the kind of Casillas... stellar sort of up there keeper. Everyone's saying he's Buffon 2.0. That's fantastic, but he made an absolute howler last weekend. I don't know if anyone saw it, but there was a back pass and he just sort of let it roll over his foot and into the net. 18 years old, you can't really go much further than that. But
the press would hound him here for stuff like that. Remember what they did to
Christ. Yeah. Well, the thing is, and this is the truth, okay? One of my friends, their cousin was the ex goalkeeping coach for Manchester United, and he did actually coach David De Gea, and it is true. I do know who it is, and the thing is, he always said David De Gea, when he first came to the club, he was quite nervous. He did make a lot of mistakes. He wasn't used to the culture and stuff, but over time he sort of learned and he adapted to the game, and he got stronger in the gym and he became a very mentally tough goalkeeper, which is why he's so good now. David De Gea, he's adapted to the Premier League. Whether we get Donnarumma in, you're going to have that problem again. And do we want another shaky kind of goalkeeper at the back for another couple of seasons whilst we're in this transitional period? It was okay when David De Gea came in the first time because we were still winning. We did win the league with David De Gea. We're in that position now. I don't know if we can take that risk at the back either. It's kind of, are we strong enough to deal with that kind of pressure? I don't know.
I was just looking at the Pickford saves, and then I was looking at the screen, and then I looked back up, and I thought Lord of the Rings had been put on my telly, but it's not. It's David Moyes, Gollum. But it's interesting. Pickford is a good goalie, but I'm based in the Midlands, and Sam Johnston's on loan at Villa at the moment, and he's doing great things. But talking to a couple of Villa fans, they said because he's young, he's not dominating his box. He's not got the vocal thing about him. So it'd be interesting to see whether Pickford has that. I don't think Pickford's a Mourinho signing anyway. I think he would more likely go for somebody like an Oblak or. But Donnarumma would fit for many reasons. We're very close to kickoff, Ross. So thanks for joining. I presume you're going to go off and watch the match. What's your score prediction, and will you be back at half time?
Yeah, I'll be back at half time, and my score prediction, you can hammer me for this at half time, is United to win 3-0.
No, well, I'm going to go 3-1. I know if you I don't know how to phrase this. I know that the meltdown, if we lose, would be very beneficial to certain people, but if I can't see it happening, Drawty, I can't see this happening. The viewing figures would be great for the Sunday night show if we lost tonight, but I can't see it happening. I think we will win.
Yeah, I think it'll be an easy win. Probably be a tight one again. Probably only 1-0. Anyway, I got to go, mate. So I'll let you guys crack on. So
No worries.
hope you have a
Cheers.
good broadcast. All right.
Cheers. Thanks,
Take it easy.
folks.
Enjoy. Thanks, mate.
See you.
Bye.
I'll speak to
See
you
you later,
after,
mate.
pal.
Cheers.
Ta-ra.
Yeah, catch you later.
Okay, so we are settling in for the game. An interesting game, I'm sure it will be, but I'm pretty sure we will win it. I'm very confident that we'll win it, in fact. Smalling is not playing. For those who've joined us, a little bit of a problem with the editing suite today, in the fact that we're live, but I can't change anything on screen. I cannot change the team. I cannot put the timer up, and probably will not be able to change the score. It sometimes comes back, but it's been gone for about half an hour now. So my only options are to stop the stream or just carry on. So we are just going to carry on. But it won't affect anything else in the way things are running at the moment. Dante Gerrard says, I think 3-0 to United. Neve Coldwell says 3-1. And let's crack on and hope United fail, says Suraj Onion. And later Drawty says Mad Marcus. Who isn't joining me today? He's bottled it. He could have been in. He'd have loved it. He'd have loved it today. He's a big Fellaini fan. He'd have absolutely loved it. The crowning glory, Marouane Fellaini, captain of Manchester United, and Mad Marcus can't come on, but he is on the live comments. What about Janusai? He can't play. He's obviously loaned to Sunderland, so he can't play. 1-1 draw today, says St Colombo. Well, we can't afford to draw. We will win today. My confidence about whether we can win against Chelsea next week, which I've been saying for a long time, we'll beat Chelsea next week. I can't say that anymore, because if he's going to pick Fellaini, I just do not think it will help. I don't think it will help the situation at all. Mourinho is in love with Fellaini, says JD Sisson. And Sunderland are a bigger club. The Pereira on the bench is Portuguese goalkeeper. I can't believe people think that Pereira on the bench is not the Portuguese goalkeeper, but it is the Portuguese goalkeeper, because the other Pereira, the Pereira I like, Andreas Pereira, he is currently on loan at Granada. Chad Sproul, is Jose going to favour Europa League or Chelsea League game? I think I've always felt that we'll beat Chelsea next Sunday, because Mourinho can't stand Chelsea and Conte anymore. So if there's a slim chance of Spurs winning the league, he will want to stop Chelsea getting 3 points at Old Trafford. Plus, he won't want his old club to come to Old Trafford and beat him. So I think Manchester United do have a good chance of winning that, but it really does depend on picking the right side. And so I don't think you can beat Chelsea with Fellaini in the team. I think you can beat Sunderland, but I don't think you can beat Chelsea with Fellaini in the team. Be interesting to see. I mean, J-Dog says Fellaini is a sad excuse of a player. It'd be very interesting to see where he plays Fellaini today. We've all been caught up in the shock and awe of him being captain. But where will he play? It's sort of been playing around my mind for a long time. Where will Fellaini play in this team? I believe he will probably play. I hope he's going to play further up the pitch, and Herrera will anchor the midfield, and he will play further up the pitch, sort of a number 10. If he plays that position, he's a threat. If Fellaini plays anywhere near the opposition's box, then he is a threat. But if he's going to play as an anchorman midfielder, which he may well do because he's the captain, then that is a poor decision. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Fellaini was the captain of Titanic, says Science Lover. Nigel Jones, I can't believe I just woke up and saw Fellaini as captain. Saman, in Jose we trust. The last time United lost in the Premier League, Obama was still president, says Jake Donat. Very true. It's almost starting, lad, says the Cook Kid. Fellaini floats all over the pitch anyway, says Carmichael. Mourinho is a disgrace to the club, says David Curley. And let's just have a quick look, actually. It is trending on Twitter. So let's have a look. I mean, I'm looking at him now, leading the team out. I mean, it is the number one trending item is Fellaini. The bloke in front of him has just shook his head. I think even he's shocked. Let's have a look at the latest tweets. Having Fellaini captain is like the blind leading the blind. Fellaini captain for day. It's Fellaini's body and Mourinho's brain. Fellaini the captain. I hope the banter era never ends. Well, I think it's time we all accept that Fellaini is staying at Manchester United for the rest of his career, says Brad Davis. And imagine Fellaini captaining Man United, says Corey Pawson. And Fellaini has been named captain, picture of a tree. Don't get how Fellaini being captain is any worse than Smalling being our captain, says Stretford Enders. Man United fans are more concerned with Fellaini being captain than has stopped drawing games and win something, says Hugh Cornwallis. Bit of a crap comment. And Preezy says, I don't want to live in a world where Fellaini is Manchester United captain. Which, you know what, I sort of agree with you. You've got to laugh. You've got to laugh. Because if you don't, you probably cry. We're very close to kick off now. I'll let you know when it does kick off, and I'll be giving you updates throughout the half as to where we are time-wise. I'm without a timer because my screen is frozen. It's really, really frustrating, but if I stop, we lose the stream, so I don't want to do that. Please drop a like on the video. I hope you've enjoyed the last hour. It's been very, very entertaining about talking about Fellaini. I'm sure we'll talk about it more. I'm on my own today because Mad Marcus can't be with me, so the live comments becomes even more important. I'll be reading your live comments out throughout. MA7 Football says closing in on the OT capacity, Old Trafford capacity. I think we'll surpass it today. Hopefully we will. Subscribe to the Mark United Stand if you are new. We are live at 8:30 every evening, and Sunday Night Live is always a very interesting show. Win, lose or draw tonight, we will revisit Mourinho's obsession with Fellaini because I think it's very important. So I'm sure that'll be a heated show. Do subscribe, and when you do subscribe, you'll get notified if you click the bell when we go live. We're live. We're a live content channel. We react live to a lot of things, but we are closing in on the Old Trafford capacity for subscribers. We're on 75,578 at the moment, as you see in the bottom corner. Our aim, or our to surpass, would be 75,645. So we are 65 subscribers away from that. So get subscribing. Please do drop a like on the video. Massively about you today with your live comments. So you are basically liking yourselves. It's nice to get 1,000 likes on the watch-alongs. And fasten your seatbelts. I look at the Sunderland team. Catamol, Rodwell, Larson. They're okay, but Manchester United should be comfortably winning this game. And Sunderland are effectively a championship side anyway, and they very, very soon will be. I don't like Sunderland, by the way. I can't stand them for the Poznan they did when we missed out on the title to that late Aguero goal. We were playing Sunderland, and they loved it. And I don't like David Moyes. I can't stand David Moyes. I really don't like David Moyes. I spoke about it in the preview the other day. I think what he did to Manchester United set us back. You think about the period of greatness we had in the previous decades before Moyes became manager. We were champions. Sir Alex Ferguson left, which was going to be hard enough, but then he gets rid of all the dressing room, all the backroom staff, and he signs Fellaini. I mean, Fellaini, you can moan about Fellaini being captain. He wouldn't even be at the club if it wasn't for Moyes. So it's like a double-edged sword today, isn't it? Timmy says, Mark, I absolutely love Jose, but if he does not sell Fellaini this summer, then we need to start questioning him. We do. Just sorting something out on Twitter. I won't be a moment. So I do sometimes wonder, somebody said there, would you ever be happy with the United starting 11? I don't know, maybe that's the impossible dream. Maybe we'll always find something that as individuals we're not happy with. But I am sad. I could have lived with Fellaini starting today because I expected him to start, but I am sad. I am really sad that we don't get to see Anthony Martial starting. I really wanted to see him start. Lingard's interesting, and I'm not a hater of Lingard. I know he was trending himself when he got this new contract, but with 1 year left on his contract, he was always the United. What we're going to do? A lad that we've had at the club since he was 7, let him go for free. We had to give him a contract, so I don't necessarily have a huge problem with that. Whether he should be starting for Manchester United over Anthony Martial is another matter, but it is what it is. It is what it is at the end of the day. It is just about to kick off, and it has kicked off. Let's see what happens. It looks like it's a midfield 2 of Fellaini and Herrera with the anchorman midfield, which we sort of hoped for, with Fellaini and Pogba either side of a midfield 3. And Andrew Rossi makes a good point. I think we can all agree that Fellaini should never be captain. Whether you like him or not, he should never be Manchester United captain. Your captain should be somebody that reflects you as a side. He's not a very good footballer, so that's not a good thing. But positives, Luke Shaw playing at left back is good. And be interesting to see how well he plays today. A lot of people don't realise that Luke Shaw is actually 6'1", so he's also good in the air. But 3-1 is what I would go with. Gung Shi saying, what's the point in Fosu Mensah being on the bench? He never uses him anyway. Jesse Lingard's just gone down with a little bit of a tackle there. Don't know whether he's going to... No, he's not going to book him. It was a tackle from behind as we watch it there. And he did catch him, but I think Lingard will be okay. He's probably gone down looking to get the yellow card, to be fair. He did definitely catch him, though. Just to add to our misery, we'll probably score 6 goals today, says Andrew Ross. I'll be happy to score. I think we will win today. I can, for everybody who's watching now, I already predicted it. We'll win the game today, and a certain section of United fans will jump on the Fellaini bandwagon and say, "Oh, he's brilliant." That's not the case. Regardless of whatever the result today is, whether we lose 4-0 or we win 10-0, it's not going to be. It's not reflective of whether Fellaini's a Manchester United player or not. But I'm quite surprised Ander Herrera's not captain, to be honest, or Pogba, or even Zlatan. But here's a chance for Lingard to shoot from distance, straight at Pickford, and he holds it. Much the same area he shot from against Middlesbrough, to be fair, but he didn't really find the range with it. But better already going forward. If you watched my tactics preview on my channel last night, pressing and forcing them up the pitch is very important when you can't do that ball in behind. That Zlatan, there is no ball in behind when you've got Zlatan, so that causes a bit of a problem. So we've got to press them back further up the pitch. Douchebag. There is no time. I can't give a timer. There is no timer today. There is no timer because my editing has frozen when we've gone live. I can't update anything. So the only option would be to gamble that the editing system would work if I stopped, but I'd have to start a brand new stream, which just seems absolutely pointless when the game has already started. So I can't update anything at the moment. The live comments are still moving around, which is great, but I can't update anything. So I'm fully aware. I can't do the timer. Stop asking. Let's keep an eye on the game. Lovely weather in the UK. Somebody just said it's great. Let us know where you are watching from. Actually, a lot of people haven't. I haven't asked about that yet today. I like the look of Pickford though. I do like the look of him. He's very mobile keeper. I don't realistically think he'd ever be an option that Manchester United would go for. By the way. The match has started, Joshua. That's why I'm talking about the match. But Sunderland is such a bad side. They're such a bad side. Wales, Byrie Beckford is watching from. We are currently 5 minutes into the game. I'll keep you updated with that. Apologise about the timer today. Live content, sometimes things go wrong. It did happen once last season as well. And Hong Kong for Joshua, Nigeria, Wales for Morgan, Jacobs in Sweden, Connors in North Wales, a few from Ireland, big shout out for Ireland, Dubai for Too Cheeky, Lincoln for Adam, and Iceland for Norsk Gaming, Ireland, Margate in Kent for Stephen Hatton, Sydney, Australia for Jonesy. It must be a ridiculous time. Well, about midnight, I suppose, is it, in Australia? Scotland for BL Games. Nottingham for the Red Devil podcast. And Belfast for JMJ Gaming, sorry. And Ireland Lads was Luke O'Reilly. But interesting. I was always interested to see where people are watching from. To be honest, if you're in the UK and you've seen that Fellaini's captain today, I could sort of understand if you just went and sat outside with a few beers because the weather's fantastic. But for those who are going to stick with it, hopefully Manchester United might just give us a little bit of a good, Why does Pogba let that go out for a corner then when we're crap at corners? He could have kept it in and kept the play going. But Pogba looking a little... I mean, it's only 5 minutes in, but Pogba looking a little bit more athletic. Luke Shaw played a lovely little megs to get him in there. Bosnia Herzegovina, says Hayes Mays. I love that when they do that on the Euros. Not the Euros. Eurovision. Herrera, Fellaini, Lingard. Robs it up. I thought it was going to drop. We're all over them, to be honest, at the moment. It was a free kick on the edge of the box here. Decent position. Very decent position for United. And you'd be looking to score from here. Free kick right on the edge of the box. Where's Juan Mata when you need him? We should be scoring this. It's right on the edge of the box. Very difficult for a keeper to deal with because literally if you get it over the box or over the wall or whatever, there's not a lot to reply, which is why Zlatan's on it, because it will normally go through the wall or over the wall or deflected in. Zlatan, it hits the wall. How many times? You know, it hits the wall. Hits the wall with the free kick. It's a great position, though. What you need is someone there is someone with a bit of guile. So Fellaini's already failed his first job as Manchester United captain. He should have been straight over there saying you're not taking it. Kind of like Luke Shaw taking the corners, says Will D. We've started off quite well though. There's Mkhitaryan. He looks. Everyone looks a little bit fresher. We're a much better team away from home. That's the reality, isn't it? We all know that we are a much better team away from home. As I was saying in the build-up to the game. I don't know whether... I'm going to repeat my favourite bit of fact for you. We have a 38% win rate when Fellaini starts game. It jumps up to 58%. Massive jump of 20% when Fellaini's not on the pitch. But away from home, we have a 60% win rate. So Sunderland, bottom of the league, we should be winning this comfortably. But we're a much, much better team when we play away from home. We're fast closing in on the attendance of Old Trafford subscriber-wise. Keep subscribing. Make sure you drop up. We're really low for likes on the video today. I don't know why. Please do drop a like on the video because massively about you on the comments. Let's have a look what people are saying. Fellaini needs to discipline Zlatan, says 01HRK. Can you please... No, we can't do that. That Andong is a threat, says Daruj. I don't know much about Andong. Antonio Valencia. Hope De Gea stays, says Rob Toyer. He's injured, mate. He's not... don't read anything in today. What will you do if Fellaini scores a winner, says Abhishek? I'll celebrate it. I want Manchester United to win. We've still got a very, very slim chance of top 4, let's not forget. We shouldn't be giving up on that yet. I want to win. When is the next Man United match, says Anas? Thursday night. Massive game. Anderlecht away. I'm very concerned about Manchester United. I've got to be honest. I'm very concerned about Manchester United because I look at the team we've got and it's a fantastic... we've got some fantastic players. And for me, the team we should play week in, week out is De Gea in goal, Valencia, Rojo and Bailly, Luke Shaw left back, Carrick, Herrera, Pogba, Mkhitaryan on the right, Martial on the left, Zlatan up front. And I think we'd walk the Europa League. But the problem is he won't do it. He won't do it. He'll just keep picking Fellaini, Lingard. And I think that makes us a little bit less of a threat. But we started off this game. We're exactly on 10 minutes in now. We started off this game very well. There's a lot of space. It suits Manchester United being away. The pressure's not there of the home crowd, and it definitely suits us better. Why isn't Valencia playing? I think he didn't play against Everton, did he? Because he was tired. So he's obviously doesn't feel like he needs him today. It's a very good point. It's a very good point. Terence James, Fellaini's passing is awful. Nothing new there. Bay is a class player, says Kwame, and Anderlecht is. Manas says Anderlecht being massive. He's definitely drunk. Manas, go and wash your go and wash your mouth out, you idiot. The Anderlecht away is obviously not the sort of game Manchester United wants to be playing. But of course it's a massive game. If we lose it, we're potentially knocking ourselves out of the Europa League. And the Europa League leads to Champions League qualification. So Anderlecht's probably our biggest game of the season this year because of what it actually means. Hampo says Lingard isn't good enough. Do I think Martial will go, says Jonesy. We were talking about him before the game. I do. I just have a horrible feeling he will. Mourinho didn't like De Bruyne, and they still won the title at Chelsea, and ultimately Manchester United want to win the title. Do I think we should get rid of Martial? No, I don't. Do I think Martial will go somewhere else and be successful? Yes, I do. Do I think he'll be here next season at the moment? No, I don't. But I can't see us losing this game. Shaw has been good so far, says Too Cheeky. We all know best 11, but every player needs a chance, says Dan Butterworth. Got to earn your place and people need rest. Just trust Jose. Well, I'll throw that back to you, Dan. Do you trust Jose putting Marouane Fellaini as Manchester United captain? Are you one of the only people in the world at the moment who don't think it's an absolute joke? Sunderland are a dreadful side. They're absolutely dreadful. There's a stat there with that we've had 74% possession, which I always try and ignore because it just makes me think of the Van Gaal days, because possession stats mean absolutely nothing. Drawty says that a United stand is officially bigger than Old Trafford now. Which is a fantastic achievement. It's a corner to Sunderland at the moment. Just watching on this corner. We're always a bit, well, you get a bit worried, don't you, because we're not the best in the air. Corner comes in, it's high, and I think Bay has kept that out, which is good. Eek. Goal kick it was given as that. Yep, we've done it. So fantastic, everybody who gets involved in the United stands. You're all fantastic anyway. You know what I think about you, and you make the channel what it is, especially on days like today where I really need you on the live comments. You've been really great, and we've now got more subscribers than the capacity of Old Trafford. Who'd have thought that? Those people who've been here from the very early days, absolutely fantastic. So really, really good. Let's keep going. Let's go. Something we can get to 100,000. Let's go for it. You just never know. If you set targets, then they're there to be achieved, aren't they? But let's hope Manchester United can achieve a result. We're 15 minutes into this game. It's still 0-0. Luke Shaw's been booked. Does that do anything for his confidence? Deserved yellow card? The last thing we want is Luke Shaw getting a start for United and being sent off. But does that sort of feeds it into itself, doesn't it? You know, at the end of the day, it really does feed it into itself that, you know, Luke Shaw will be very eager today. Bay wins the header again. I said that we need Manolas because, well, not Manolas. We need a dominant centre back who's very good in the air. Maybe Bay can grow into that. A lot of people forget he's young. Here's Mkhitaryan on the break, and that will go for a corner to United. Lots of corners in this game. Bigger than Old Trafford, but not as big as Fellaini, Mark, said OLR1K. I need to have a shave, you're right. Collins, I do need to have a shave. And congratulations, hard work pays off, says Luke O'Reilly. Well, we're all in this together. I know we do a lot of work behind the scenes, and everybody involved in the United Stand deserves to share in the success, but I'm always consistent that the hard work means nothing if you lot don't get involved and share and tell everybody about the United Stand, because we're not a corporate channel. We haven't got people, we don't beg people for retweets, we don't do favours for other people, we're not got an advertising budget or anything like that. We're just a set of fans who just started this because we just wanted to start a genuinely independent fan channel, and it's gone from strength to strength, but we grow because of you lot and getting involved. Which reminds me, tomorrow night at 8:30 will be Skype Goldbridge, you Skyping in. Send us your Snapchats, United Stand MUFC. I forgot about that. United Stand MUFC, all one word. Send us some Snapchats, and I'll read some of them out while the game's up and running. And if we can get it up. Oh, pardon, that's what she said. Herrera diving in our box there. It was very, very blatant, but we don't get a penalty for it because it was in our box, fouled by Rodwell. I'm looking for some Snapchats on the actual game, so Sander Sagers.
Mark, if you look right in the distance...
Oh, sorry, Sander, I've lost you there. It looks somewhere nice. Maybe he's abroad. Jay Nolan.
I think this is just ridiculous. Fellaini standing in front of the whole United team.
I want to ask you, David,
as captain.
Phil, about David Moyes.
Yeah, that's all about Fellaini. But give us your thoughts on the game. Haven't got any Snapchats in the last half an hour, to be honest. So give us your thoughts on the first 15 minutes. Let's have a look what people are saying on the live comments. Would I have PK back, says Cameron Davies? I don't know. I don't know how old PK is now. We need a centre-back who is dominant in the air. And I mean, when I mean dominant, I mean like somebody who can get on the end of our corners and score corners. Chad Sproul, I think that's quite an old one, 41 minutes ago. Is Jose going to favour Europa League game or Chelsea game? Well, I think we answered that, Chad, didn't we? We'll wait. Send us some of your Snapchats. We'll read some of them out. JD, thanks. Congratulations. The Snapchat is United Stand MUFC. It's all one word. PK is 30. Ziad saying Mkhitaryan's been quiet of late. But again, he's been in and out of the team, hasn't he? Giving away a lot of soft free kicks at the moment. 20 minutes in. It was an old one, Chad. Sorry, I'd already answered you one here, hadn't I? It's a decent free kick opportunity here for Larson. He might go for a shot. I'm trying to see how far out it is. I don't think it's quite on the edge of our box, but it's definitely an opportunity. They've got a left footer on behind it as well. If he goes up and round the wall, it's quite far out, to be honest, and it's straight into the arms of Romero. It was a lot further out than I thought it was. The timer's not going to be going up today, Ollie. I'm getting a bit tired about people asking about it. I've told you I can't get it up. Oh, pardon. We're 20 minutes in. I'll update you with the time in relation to the game, but I can't get it up today. There's a problem with the editing system, and to get it working again, I'd have to close the stream down, which when the game started, there was very little point in doing it. Please do drop a like on the video. We want to get up to 1,000 likes as soon as possible. And don't worry about the timer. I will update you with the timer. Don't worry. We're 20 minutes exactly into this game. Musa says the United Stand is awesome. Thanks for that. Remember, tell your friends, tell your family, tell anybody who supports United. That's the best way to grow organically. Slowly, catchy Monkey. We don't want any viral videos and growth like that because there's no sustainability in that. We just want to grow credibly through your voice. De Gea has a problem, says Riyadh. Yeah, he's injured. Pogba's made a good run, says Football Red Devils. I think Pogba has started to do quite well. And Remember, it's only Sunderland, though. We played well against Borough because Borough are very soon to be a Championship side, as are Sunderland. There's a reason where they are in the league. They're not very good. So our team should be playing very well in this game. It's not like, Chelsea next Sunday. We'll see a totally different match. Mkhitaryan and Zlatan linking up quite well there. Well, Zlatan's not had a very good start, actually. But we need an experienced centre-back, dominant in the air, and he's a leader and a World Cup winner. He's the perfect partner for Bailly, says Emax. Don't know who he's talking about. Who's he talking about? World Cup winner, dominant in the air. Thanks for those kind words, Charlie Ward. Sunderland on the attack at the moment. The game has started to sort of... We were quite dominant in the first few minutes. It's been a bit more even so far. Dante says get Carrick on. Cameron Smith says take my Snapchat, please. Let's see if we can get it working. Well, it is working. We just haven't had any Snapchats. We're on the attack here. Fellaini overhits a pass. Unfucking believable. He's like overhit a pass to Lingard there, which is just an absolute disgrace. I'm going to tweet it. I hope that wasn't just me there. We're on the break. We're on the attack. He's absolutely looking at Jesse Lingard. All he's got to do is play a 5-yard pass and he overhits it and the Sunderland player nicks in. Absolutely ridiculous. As Nigel Jones says there. I'm going to keep repeating this in the hope that it will get spread around United fans so you understand that it's not... I'm not like Fellaini for a long time as a Manchester United player. But you can dislike a player and be wrong. But... 38% of we've got a 38% win rate when Fellaini plays. It jumps massively to 58% when he doesn't. How does he keep playing? We will win this game though. I mean, it's not really relevant about today, but playing him makes it hard on ourselves because like he's under no pressure. A 5-yard pass and he can't make it. Like there, he's just done a 2-yard pass. That's good. Luke Shaw down the left. And I think that might have come off Shaw for a corner, is it? Defoe? Charlie Ward asking about De Gea. Apparently he's got a bit of an injury. Sander Sagers. Let me just see what he said. Lost it. Yeah, mate. I'll see if I can get you. Be good just to spare my throat a little bit. So drop me a call, Sander, and I'll get you on. Just frees me up to do other things. There is no timer, Harold, today. We've got problems with the timer, but we are currently 23 minutes and 50 seconds into this game, and we will keep you updated, don't worry. It's not going to come back working, unfortunately. There we go. Chad Sproul, you said last week that Fellaini, all he can do is 5-yard passes. He's regressed. He's gone back to 3 yards now. He can't even do them. Terence James, you won't beat Anderlecht like this. We won't beat... I tell you, you know what? The frustrating thing is, we'll pick this up because we're live at the moment watching a match of football. We'll pick this up at 8:30 tonight. I want to talk about Fellaini's obsession. Join us at 8:30 tonight. I'm going to have a drink as well. But 8:30 tonight, we're going to talk about the Fellaini obsession. But also, really, the most important thing I want to talk about is, are we basically screwing ourselves over to win the Europa League? Because, as I said a few minutes ago, for me, the team that wins the Europa League for Manchester United has got to be played week in, week out. It's got to be the back four that we've got now, but with Valencia at right back. It's got to be Carrick, Herrera and Pogba in the midfield. It's got to be Mkhitaryan on the right and Martial on the left and Zlatan up front. And that's got it. If you pick that team, we'll win the Europa League. If he keeps picking Fellaini, I don't think we can do it. It's not, I mean, is it just me? It's not been a very good... We had a good first 10 minutes, but since then, the pass there to Zlatan's awful. Darmian's done okay on the at right back. Fellaini's just giving it to his centre-back there, and then he runs away. He runs away, he gives it to his centre-back, and he runs away, and then the ball has to go back to the goalkeeper because he's run out of the position where he should be taking the ball back. It's just shocking.
All right, Mark, mate, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks, pal. Thanks for joining me.
No worries.
Obviously, we're just on the attack here. 26 minutes, and Lingard gets bullied off the ball. What's your thoughts on it so far?
To be fair, Fellaini's he's been all right, but nowhere. I know we've done it to death, so I'm not really going to talk about it. But he's nowhere near captain standard. He's been a bit dead. I think we've lacked a bit of quality in the final third. I've seen Lingard. He's been one-on-one with some players, and I thought, go on, take him on. And Martial would easily beat them, whereas Lingard doesn't really have it in him to do it. Or take a shot. You might score, but. That shot he had against Pickford, it just went straight at him. I think, hit it into the corner or something. So I think we're lacking a bit of quality, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I'm just tweeting it out, actually. I don't know what people think, but I think whatever you say about Fellaini, and I don't think he's been great, I think Zlatan's been the worst player on the pitch today.
Yeah, he hasn't really done much, but then again, it wouldn't surprise me if he pops up with 2 goals today, because he can just be absolutely absent from a game and then just score you and win you the match.
Yeah, well, I just said that. Zlatan goal incoming because he's been awful. I think we really wasted... We did what we always do. We actually had a good first 10 minutes. We didn't score the goal, and then the opposition come back into the game. For anybody who watched Spurs yesterday against Watford, that's an example of... good shot there from Catamol from distance, straight at Romero. Spurs were an example yesterday of what Manchester United could be, where they get the early goal, and then because you've got the early goal, the opposition have to change their tactics. Then you get the second goal, and you can win a game 3 or 4-0. United have played like that all season, where we could get the early goal and build on it, but we never get the early goal, and then the opposition grow into the game, and then you end up drawing, and it's been... Again, we started this game off quite well, first 10 minutes, and then Sunderland have grown into it like teams always do. But they're
I'll tell you what.
Side.
I only saw them on Match of the Day yesterday, but Tottenham, they look quality. They've got some quality players. Dele Alli looks like he's growing into the part, and I think they're really going to build on something. And I think we need to take a page out of their book. I think getting that early goal was so crucial. Sorry,
there was just a ball into Defoe there. He was 1-on-1, but he was offside anyway. And he
missed. I'm a bit behind. I've just seen the shot from the Sunderland player, so I'm a bit behind. But I think we need to get that early goal, and that's what we've been struggling with this season. We've been struggling with accurate finishing, to be honest, and that's really where we need to improve on.
Yeah, I'm just going to have a look if we've got any. We've got a couple of Snapchats we can do, actually. Reece Blundy.
Jose still trying to prove the point they made at the start of the season that he's going to try and make Fellaini great, but it's not working.
Good run by Lingard. Great run by Lingard there. Good shot into the bottom, and I think if we watch this replay back, we might see how good a keeper Pickford is. Lingard running at his man, goes bottom corner, good save by the keeper. So that's better from United for sure. Let's have a look at more Snapchats. Rinyu says... Oh, can't hear you about. Sorry.
Would you have Pickford, Mark?
My only doubt about Pickford is I just don't know whether he's commanding enough. But he's a good keeper. He's a good keeper. I like the look of him. Be good to see what he's...
English as well.
Yeah, he's English as well, yeah. Joe Head?
Mark, do you think that Jose Mourinho's overconfidence in people like Fellaini and Darmian will cost us in big matches down the road?
Oh, what a goal by Zlatan. You could see it coming. I'm so glad we did that tweet.
I told you. I told you
so. Told you so. Absolutely brilliant. Brilliant goal. Too much space. Unstoppable. Unstoppable.
Yeah. Classic, that, isn't it? It's absolute classic. Well, now Sunderland are going to have to try and come out and play us. And I think now the floodgates will open. But you never know. I don't want to start saying that. But I am positive now that we scored.
They give him a yard and he just blasts it into the bottom corner. And as good as Pickford is, he just cannot get anywhere near it.
Hang on, I still haven't seen it yet.
Cracking goal. Absolutely cracking goal. Half an hour. Manchester United 1-0 up. And a lot of people were agreeing that
I've seen it.
Zlatan wasn't playing that well. But that's what he gives you. And as a number 9, you can sort of forgive it.
I'll tell you what, Mark. That is the world-class in him coming out, because world-class players create something out of nothing. And we haven't been that outstanding this game. And he's just created something out of absolutely nothing. And, you know, that's what world-class players do.
Yeah, and as you rightly said there, this will now... That first half goal was so good away from home. That first half goal, it opens up the game now. And Sunderland have to change their tactics a bit. And it will hopefully lead us to getting the second goal. And moving on from that. But a goal out of nothing in many ways. And a very, very good goal. A very, very good goal. As LeBest James says, what a goal. And fantastic, says Monkey. Ling says we'll go on and win 3-0. And if Ibra leaves and De Gea leaves, what next, says Funky Phantom 10. Where would this team be without Ibra, says LBHXDG. And Karen expects the floodgates to open now. Was a good shot by Luke Shaw there as well. But what a finish, Big D. What a finish.
I sent you a Snapchat earlier of a flying pig. It was true. I saw it. When I found out Fellaini was captain, I'm pretty sure I saw one. I think they only live in Madrid, but I'm pretty sure I saw one.
Are you over in Madrid now then?
Yeah. Well, I'm doing my holidays out here, and I'm moving here in August, so I'm kind of doing a trial,
right.
if you will.
Nice one. Pogba's going to hit one. God, he caught it well, straight at the keeper though. Long way out, 35 years. 35 years. That would be a long way out. 35 yards. A lot of Swedes in the crowd at Sunderland for some reason. I don't know why.
What have you thought of Luke Shaw so far then, Mark?
He's picked up a yellow card, which was a bit of a shame. But it's infinitely better to have Luke Shaw in the team at left back than it is Blind or Darmian, because he's got natural left width pace.
Yeah, I think his crossing hasn't been great, but that will come with more playing time, won't it? It's just that natural instinct to get forward and beat a man and put a ball into the box is really what you can't teach. You can kind of work on the crossing, but it's that natural instinct that is obviously natural, and you can't teach it. So, we've got a real gem in Luke Shaw.
Just going to take a few Snapchats. Hopefully these are post-goal. I think they are. Blake Hilton.
Why isn't De Gea playing today?
Injured.
I don't know if I believe that, Mark, though. Do you?
Oh, well, injured or being rested, I don't know, but it's...
Because he's got a problem, and I think he named all the injured players, and if it was a last-minute kind of injury, his like calf or whatever, I think he would have said it. So maybe I'm looking too far into it, but it just seems a bit fishy to me.
Well, I remember he never said anything about the Mata one either.
No, it's true.
Reece Blundy?
Mark, would you swap Gareth Bale for De Gea in the summer? It could happen.
I don't think Gareth Bale would make a very good goalkeeper, to be honest.
I heard he's all right, you know.
Bale for De Gea, obviously we need to sign another goalkeeper. Real Madrid might want De Gea, but they're not going to swap Bale for him. We probably need about 4 De Geas to get Bale. Bale's Premier League proven, though. I mean, Bale's pretty much everything proven. Oh, Fellaini! Nearly scored!
That would be the cue to get the wig on, wouldn't it?
Yeah, should have scored. I forgot about that meltdown if Fellaini actually does score a goal. He should have scored there. It won't be long till we do get a second, I don't think.
How smug would Mourinho be?
Whatever happens, this result will be down to Fellaini anyway. We were already saying that, you know. It's the start, it's the beginning. I mean, the reality is, I've always said about Fellaini, and he should have scored there. I've always said about Fellaini, he will play well today. He did play well against Middlesbrough. We're playing championship opposition. He will play well. It's when you play him against teams like Chelsea or the top sides who move the ball around well, or even teams like Bournemouth or Southampton. He just gets bypassed because he's so slow. Scavinger.
What is going on with the team? I mean, does Jose just pick names out of a box for who's going to go in next and who gets to play first? And he's got a couple set things like Fellaini.
Probably a fair point there from him. We'll go back to the snaps in a minute, but I was just watching the Zlatan goal again. Absolute brilliant. Absolutely superb goal. Really was. And sometimes, he hasn't played well in this game. He did waste the free kick on the edge of the box, but there's not many strikers in world football that can produce something like that. And, we might win this game 1-0. I think we'll win it by more, to be honest. But if we win it 1-0, then it's down to that individual brilliance that not many people in world football can produce.
Yeah, exactly. When Zlatan gets on a free kick, I feel how you feel when we get corners. In terms of just give the ball to him. I mean, he hits the wall every single time. Just get Pogba on it. He's proven to be far better than him. I say that he did score in the final, but we'll ignore that.
Ross saying quality goal. A few people on about the score and the timer. It really is a case of be live or kill the stream. It's frozen. I cannot do anything. Which is really frustrating. The stream is just going to carry on as it is, but I can't close anything down, which is really frustrating. Sunderland player down injured at the moment.
They're going to get relegated, aren't they? I mean, he's a clown, Moyes, isn't he? The fact that we even employed him, I'm embarrassed. Just looking at him, like Mourinho would get them to mid-table, I'm sure of it. And the fact that we actually thought, or Fergie even thought, you know what, Moyes, I think that's a good idea. It's just embarrassing, I think.
Eight minutes till half time. Sunderland are such a bad side. I mean, I don't know how well this... I mean, that's a very good point. Somebody just said it in the live comments there. The Snapchat is United Stand MUFC, all one word, like Lennox. So, United Stand MUFC. Somebody just said it in the live comments, and it's a very, very, very good point. How good would this team be against Everton on Tuesday night? I don't think there's a massive amount of difference between this team and how we played on Tuesday, apart from the fact that we're playing a team that's much worse than Everton. And... no matter who was picked today, no matter whether Fellaini's captain, no matter how, Lingard or Darmian playing, I just could not see any other result than a United win.
But the point is, he didn't pick this team for Everton, so maybe he's looked at the Sunderland side and thought, you know what, they're weaker than Everton, I'll play a weaker side. So we don't know whether this is his kind of main first team or he's just kind of changed it up to play against Sunderland. But it's a good point, though.
To be honest, I think on Thursday night against Anderlecht, and I think Chelsea, I still think we'll see Fellaini playing. And obviously Valencia, you would expect to come back at right back and De Gea in goal. But apart from that, I wouldn't be surprised if it's pretty much going to be this is his strongest team.
Romero will be in goal for the Europa League. Romero plays all Europa League games, Mark.
Oh, yeah, good point. I mean, I don't think that should continue.
But he's even said it in his thing. He goes... Romero is playing in the Europa League, so this will be good to get some minutes under his belt. That's what he said.
This is the most important trophy to win, and he does stupid loyalty things like that. I mean, some people might disagree with me there, but if you want to win a trophy, you pick the best player. And it's not like, I know in the past you see like, I remember Arsenal doing it, and I think City did it as well. They had a goalkeeper that was playing in the FA Cup. Their reserve goalkeeper was playing in the FA Cup. But they're going to win. They're trying to win top four and other things with the first team keeper. The reality is, Europa League is our most important tournament. So you've got. I don't care about loyalty about Romero played in the early rounds. That's when we really didn't think the Europa League was going to be a priority. It is a priority now. You've got to play your best players. I think it's madness not to play De Gea.
But we obviously see in terms of the fact that he plays Fellaini every game, that loyalty is a massive thing to Mourinho. And in a way, I respect that, but in a way, I think he's stupid and blind. And I think he should, like I say, he's stupid and blind. But it obviously means something to him.
Chance for Sunderland. Good save, Romero. Turned his man. I don't know who it was, Anichibi, but it was bad defending. Cross comes into the box. He should score. Romero makes a good save. But the cross comes in, and he turns Bay like a bottle top, and Romero is out. I mean, it's not a great save, actually. He's just there quicker than Anichibi. Anichibi just cannot score that. Good save by Romero. Keeps it at 1-1.
What I will say, Mark, though, I know I back Pogba and I think he's going to be absolutely world class. But we're playing a championship side essentially, and he's not really grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck. To be honest, he hasn't been running the show like I thought he would. I think he's had a poor game so far. Really, he's been all right, but against Sunderland, you'd be expecting him to get past the ball, beat players, shooting, and just be an absolute madness. But he hasn't been.
No, well, while it stays 1-1, it's
1-0.
1-0. It's a lot of love from Luke Shaw from our United Stand Twitter group. Ross saying that he's been class, and Alex, who is right up Luke Shaw's arse anyway, says such a sick bit of play with that Zlatan interchange, then Shaw cross, and then Fellaini messes it up, which it was, to be fair. It was a good... Fellaini should have made it 2-0, but it was a lovely little bit of play between Zlatan and Luke Shaw, and the cross came in from Luke Shaw. So my only concern about Luke Shaw is he's on a yellow card, but he has played very well.
I do like what Mourinho said. Mourinho has come out with some absolute foul interviews, and I think it's disgusting what he said about Luke Shaw in terms of it's my mind, it's his body. I think that's disgusting. I don't think you should be saying that about players. But what he did say, which is a massive confidence boost about Luke Shaw, is before the game he went, even if he makes a mistake today, he's got great talent and we'll stick with him, and mistakes happen, which I think is brilliant for Luke Shaw to hear.
Yeah. So look at the live comments. Pogba is rubbish, says Calagio26. And Mark, get the wig on at half time, says Chad Spool. I'll bloody burn the wig. There's having a laugh, and then there's having a laugh. Man of the half so far. Well, I'll chuck that to Sander as well. My man of the half at the moment would probably be... You've got to give it to Zlatan, I think.
Definitely.
I don't think he's had a very good game.
No, I mean, he hasn't been very good at all. The whole team hasn't been very good. We haven't been... no one's really been a man of the match, but
red
like
card.
I said...
Well, that's game over. Red
really?
card
What's
for Sunderland.
them? All right, nice one. Well, now, no, tell you what though, Mark. This might be a bit of a Bournemouth situation. When the Bournemouth got the red card and then they just sat back and didn't come out and play us, and now it could be a very frustrating day. I mean, we might go out and just smash them now, but when we played Bournemouth, instead of coming out attacking us, they sat back and put 10 men behind the ball and said, "Come on, attack us then." And this might be the same situation, but
it's a
Sunderland
harsh red.
are
It's a
significantly...
harsh red, that is.
I haven't seen it yet. Or do you disagree with me? Or do you think we should go out and smash him now?
Oh no, I do, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's not a red card. I've even tweeted it. It's shocking. It's a yellow card, and if that was, I always throw it back. It's a bit like the one we had against West Ham. It's great for us because we're going to get 3 points, obviously. But like Xander says, they'll probably sit back now, and it just changes the game completely. But it wasn't a red card. I mean, the happiest smile on the pitch is from Fellaini because he realises he's going to be captain in a winning side. But it's just not a red card. Jake Gannon, a bit harsh. Tyler, very harsh. How is that a red, Chad? I love the fact... I love you. I'll tell you what, I love you all on the United Stand anyway, but I love the fact that we get a lot of stick when we react to decisions and they call us bad losers and that, but when we're right. But, we can all be jumping up going, definite red, yeah, we're going to win the points. But I think you just get such a good class of, in general, with United fans. But it's harsh. El Cato agrees. Flash of Thunder says dangerous tackle. It's not. It's not a dangerous... It's a dangerous tackle, but he's only got 1 foot up.
I agree with you, Mark. But if he caught whoever, I think it was Rojo's leg, and it was planted, it could have been very bad. I don't think it was a red card, but there was room for a bad injury there, I think.
Well, the bad thing is about Herrera, and I don't like it. He does overreact.
He loves a dive.
He loves a dive, Herrera, and
he's very Spanish in that way, isn't he? He's very Spanish.
Well, yeah, very good point. We see it with Barcelona all the time, don't we? But that should be game over now. I mean, it might be a boring second half, like Sander says, because we struggle to break down teams when they sit back, and they will sit back. But 3 points is what we wanted today, and 3 points is what we'll get now.
I'll tell you what, though. I think I put this on Twitter earlier. People moaning that we've got City, Chelsea, Tottenham, all them to play. For me, I'm excited for that. Top 4, in a sense, is in our hands, and it depends on if we want it or not. So I'm quite excited to play those teams.
Brandon says straight into the leg, 1,000 red. I mean, you know what? I think you're always going to get some United fans who can't move away from the fact that they support United. But for me, it's not a red card. I'm watching it back now. I can see why he's giving it. I mean, I'm not saying it's not, I'm not saying no way is it a red card. I just think it's a bit harsh in the context of the game. But, referees, I don't think they give a shit, Xander, to be honest, about ruining a game of football, do they? They don't. They just think, well, there's some things that you've got to give a red card for. And the fact that Herrera isn't injured, I think you've got to take it all into play. Take your time and think about it. Herrera gets up. It's a bad tackle, but give me a card and say one more of them and you're off.
The thing I hate the most about red cards is that people have paid money to go and watch this game, and it's been for some people it's an outing. They've enjoyed it, and now the game's kind of done and dead. It's boring. So I feel sorry for those people. But yeah, it's got a bit of middle ground, to be honest. Like I said, it could have been dangerous, but it is soft.
Joe Dudley says if he didn't get sent off, Mark would have said it was a red. I wouldn't. I detest comments like that. It's really childish. Like, I wouldn't have said it was a red because I would have watched it back and gone, it could have been a red. He's lucky, but actually Herrera's not injured. There's only 1 foot up. He's got a right to go for the ball. Yellow card's fair enough. But I wouldn't have said. I can see some people, some people are saying it's a red card. Joe Dudley, if you do capitals again, Marcus can block you. You're just being an idiot. But I can see Nat Kennedy Breeze, we'll leave it at this. It's a very good comment. He says, yes, very harsh, maybe strict letter, but not common sense, which I think is true. For everyone who's saying it's a red card, I'm not going to argue with you. I can see why you would think it was. But for everyone who's saying it's not a red card, I'm sort of with you. I think it's strict letter of the law. You can give it. But actually, I want to see a game of football. I don't want to see...
Yeah.
What are we going to learn today other than Mourinho at the end can say, yes, my team won and I got it right? Well, you've played the bottom team of the league by a long way for over a half with 10 men. We're not going to learn anything from today. We're not going to learn. I want to see United tested because we are going to get tested when it matters. I wanted to see United get tested today and we won't be tested today. In fact, Xander, all that can happen today... In fact, can you join me in the second half because I'm going to get Ross on at half time. Is that all right?
Yeah, I can do, Mike. That's calm.
Give me a call as soon as the second half comes in then and we'll pick up what I was going to ask you there. But thanks for joining and I'll see you in the second half.
Cheers, Mark.
Cheers, pal. Give us your thoughts then on the half. I'm sure a lot of people will be talking about the red card. We don't need to talk about that. I think it's an individual brilliance from Zlatan has made the game 1-0 to Manchester United, and then a refereeing decision that goes our way. Game over, I think. Game over. I'm just putting a tweet out. But 3 points is what we wanted, and 3 points, barring some sort of miracle, is what we will get from that game. I think even if we went down to 10 men ourselves, I still think on a level playing field we would be winning this game. So, but I'm interested to see what Ross has got to say, so let's get him on. Get your comments. Herrera's got to stop shouting. Garbage so far, says Paul Cooper. Garbage, says Andrew Thompson. We're rubbish, says Mr. Kenko. Interesting. Okay. Oh, hi, Ross. You all right, mate?
How you doing, mate? All right?
Yeah, give us your thoughts on that game. I mean, I'm just going through the live comments. A lot of people not happy with Manchester United, apart from Luke Shaw's performance. And a lot of people saying the red card was a bit harsh, although some people saying it was good. But a lot of people not very happy with the performance so far. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, United were quite poor that half. It was very, very slow, lethargic play. The refs helped us out there massively. I'd agree with that. I think Sunderland should have had a penalty. I think that Bailly trip, even that fantastic save from Romero, there was a definite trip from Bailly there. And 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 again, just going back to that, it's gonna piss me off this, because I think they've had a player sent off who shouldn't have been, and I think it should have awarded Sunderland the penalty. And I would rather of the officials have done that, because a lot of people will say, United fans saying that there's an agenda when they get decisions, but I don't want us to get decisions. I just want the refs to get every decision in a game right, because the injustice that happens with Manchester United is refs keep getting decisions wrong against us, and the fact that it's going the other way pisses me off even more, to be honest, because fans will think that balances it out, where these decisions today, I mean, it wouldn't have made a difference. We were going to win the game anyway, so it's kind of not the game where you do want a bit of refereeing luck, but the referee's been dreadful this half, and that's not the first time that ref's had an awful game at United, and just happens it's gone the other way. But they need to sort these officials out, because it's ridiculous. And United's performance, for me, Fellaini, I said it on the group chat, I think he's had the worst 20 minutes of his United career. The first 20 minutes, he was so poor.
Did you see that pass when we were on the break and he had Lingard on the overlap, and he's actually looking at Lingard 5 yards away, and he gets ideas above his station and think, I'm going to go beyond my 5 yard limit, I'm going to knock it in front of him so he can run onto it, and passes it to the left back of Sunderland, and you think, Jesus Christ, that's a pass I can do. And and that worries me about him. He's just his passing range is about as good as Stevie Wonder in a bloody tumble dryer. It's rubbish, absolute rubbish. But we'll get away with it. We'll get away with it because it's Sunderland. But I do think, I don't want to dwell on that because I want to talk about a few other things. But I would not have sent him off for that. I know it's high, but it's one-footed. I think Herrera makes a meal of a lot of things. I love Herrera, but he does. But I think the referee needed to take a little bit of time there, and it ruins the game, because there was a great comment from Paul Cooper there, which I'll throw back to you, Ross, where he says, regardless whether we win this game 4-5-0 now, it really doesn't matter, because when we come up against somebody like Chelsea or Spurs or Man City or maybe even Lyon, with that midfield and that side, we will get torn apart. Is he right?
He's absolutely spot on. You're right. Let's not dwell on the Fellaini thing, but for me, a lot of that comes from him being. I don't have a problem with Fellaini playing for Manchester United. The problem is where he's playing him, because I think Fellaini can do a good job, especially in a game like this, putting his weight about. But he's playing him at the back, and when you're sort of 7 years old and you kind of learn how to play football, you learn a basic, simple part of football, which is pass and move, pass and move. What Fellaini does is he passes it to a player and then runs at the player he's just passed it to, which when you're that player, you for one, you haven't got another midfielder to pass to because he's running at you, and two, he kind of cuts down all your angles. So my beef isn't Fellaini, it's where he's playing. I think if you pushed him further up, you wouldn't have that issue, and let Pogba and Herrera control the midfield, because, or even let Mkhitaryan drop in and do some intricate passing, because he's just wasted there. And that comment, he's right. I've seen Lyon's midfield and they're an explosive team, and they'll power past us if we play like that against any other team.
There's a good comment from Dej 1984. He says, "I've just got home from work. Is Fellaini captain a typo?" No, it is true. We must clarify it is true. Who assisted Zlatan, Mark? Was it Luke Shaw?
Herrera. No, it's Herrera, I think.
I mean, to call it an assist is a bit unfair because it's a fantastic goal out of nothing. And I actually tweeted it, and I'm so glad, Ross. I mean, let me just have a quick look, because we're probably getting the usual hate on Twitter. But I put this tweet out about 5 minutes before his goal. Whatever about Fellaini, Zlatan has been United's worst player so far. But then I thought, I'm going to be clever, and I put Zlatan goal incoming in the same tweet. So I'm glad I did that, because he scored literally a few seconds later. It was a goal out of nothing. I didn't think he had a very good half, if I'm honest. But even Alex is saying, he said it's never a red, and I always look at decisions like if that was a United player making the tackle, which I think is a good way to be. There's people going on the live comments, definitely a red, don't know why people are moaning. It's not definitely a red, mate, for the simple fact that a lot of people don't think it was a red. I mean, let's just have a quick listen, see what they're saying.
He does extend his right foot. Do I think it's a red card? No. But you can see it does extend, and I think it's almost a little bit, he's probably nervous.
When you watch it from the referee's angle, it looks worse than it actually is, I think I would say, because he's looking at it from side on. When you watch it from behind, and Phil Neville says he thinks it's a yellow as well. If you think it's a red, what I'm trying to say is, if you think it's a red, that's fine. That is fine. You're not wrong in your mind. I just think don't have a go at people who think it's not a red, which is me, Ross, and the vast majority. I'm tempted to say, does he make any changes in this game? Because there's a great comment there from VK saying that Sunderland are down to 10 men now. They're going to defend, get Martial on, take one of the midfielders off, and let's go and try and get a few goals. Because, you know, we don't think we're going to get top 4, but we might. 4 or 5-0 could be really useful.
Could be useful as well. And you've got to look at players like Luke Shaw on a booking. I don't know if he'll make the 90 minutes today just based on that booking, but Luke Shaw's been phenomenal today, and it's been fantastic to watch that. He's playing like a free spirit today, which is excellent. I'd be inclined, if I was Jose, but this is me, and you're probably the same, Mark, you know, I'd be inclined to give Twanzebe a debut today at some point, even if it's just 5-10 minutes, because it'd just be nice for him to break into the team this year, because we all call out for it, and it gives him something to build on next year, and maybe even Fosu Mensah. You know, wouldn't we all love to see Fosu Mensah come on for Fellaini? I think that would you know, make my year, to be honest. And apart from that, though, I can't really see any other clear substitutions, because the way the second half's going to go with them sitting deep, Martial and Rashford will struggle to make an impact in this game.
The funny thing is about Fellaini is that obviously now he's got the captain safety blanket on him. He's never going to get subbed anymore, is he? So that makes it interesting. But there was one bit, there was the Lingard pass, and then there was another bit of brilliance from Fellaini that just stood out for me from that half. And I want to talk about Mkhitaryan because a lot of people saying he wasn't that good. He got himself into a little bit of trouble around the centre circle, so he passed it back to, I think it was Rojo, and then he went running up the pitch. And Rojo's like, you're meant to be the player I can give it back to now. So Rojo has to turn around and pass it to the goalkeeper. And I just think he's just clueless positionally. But Mkhitaryan, a lot of people giving him a lot of stick. He has gone off the boil lately.
Yeah, he hasn't really done much, Mkhitaryan, today, to be honest. But again, the whole team, Mkhitaryan tends to, you know, kind of play as the team's playing, and it's very lethargic. And Mkhitaryan needs quick movement to create himself space, and he's just not getting that. And let's not forget as well, we're heavily one-sided today because of the fact that we have no Valencia. And you can almost see you can see the midfielders turning to Darmian and looking at him thinking, you know, and then turning back in on the left, because Luke Shaw's played some phenomenal crosses on the left and he's getting forward really well, and there's overlaps. Just not seeing that on the right with Darmian, and to be honest, I don't really want to see it. I'd rather he just sticks to defending, to be honest. But it's tough for players. I'm not going to criticise Mkhitaryan. I think you can never play, you know, fantastic every game, but I don't want to see him come off, because I think, you know, again, like Zlatan, I agree with what your tweet. Zlatan was dreadful in that first half, but Mkhitaryan and Zlatan have got that quality in them to just pull an absolute moment of brilliance out of nothing.
Yeah, I'd agree with you on that one. I mean, Zlatan wasn't good in that half. I really was quite annoyed, actually, that free kick we had right on the edge of the box. And I think that's sort of the free kick that's made for somebody like Mkhitaryan or even a Pogba, someone with a little guile. Because if you're a keeper in that position, when the free kick's on the edge of the box, your wall is basically your saviour, because if it's hit hard enough, you're never getting anywhere near it. But Zlatan comes forward, it's into the wall again, and I just think, you know, he had a bad half. But the flip side is, where would we be without Zlatan this season? That goal it's not an assist by Herrera. It's an abuse of the word assist to call that an assist, because it's something out of nothing, the goal. It's a fantastic goal. Got loads of you watching at the moment. Please do drop us a like. We like to get over 1,000 likes on the watch along, and you've been fantastic so far. I can't update the scores. I can't update the timer. There's a long story cut short. The editing suite's screwed and frozen, so I can't change anything. Smalling's even in the team, so apart from the fact that the live comments is flipping along and I'm here, we can't change anything, which is really frustrating. Pogba's got to take the free kick, says King K's. Oh God, some comments make me laugh. Thoughts on the second half, Ross? What do you think? You think we're going to be bored to death by... we will surely score again, but I think if we come out this game with anything less than 3, I think it's a failure.
Yeah, the second half's going to be very strange, and Sunderland will sit back, but Sunderland's defence have been pretty poor. So yeah, like you just say, you would expect us to get a couple couple more goals, and it'd be nice to see someone like Pogba on the score sheet as well, or even Lingard to just kind of, shut up a little bit of hate, to be honest. And like I say, that they do deserve some of it, but it'd just be nice, especially Pogba. I think it'd be great for him to get a goal in that second half, because first half he wasn't great again, to be honest. But again, I applaud a guy that every time he picks the ball up looks forward, and I just hope that he can build confidence up and keep that in his game. And Herrera's been fantastic today as well. Herrera's done some great forward passes. I know it wasn't an assist for Satan, agreed, but it's a forward pass, which is so rare from our midfielders nowadays. It's nice to see us not go sideways and go a little bit more direct. So just more of that in the second half, to be honest. And we are playing poor, but a win's a win, isn't it?
Well, yeah, and the positive is it's a great chance to boost goal difference, but it's also a great chance to boost confidence. Bad results like that give you the opportunity to play some football. I'm sure if we went and watched Manchester United down Carrington, they're probably playing worldy passes and scoring great goals every day because there's no pressure. This is a great opportunity with the eyes of the world to be watching, to go out there and start getting a bit of fluidity. So that's what I mean. I really do believe that if we don't come out with anything better than anything less than a 3-0 win would be a failure. But there we go. Thanks for coming on, Ross. I don't know how your Sunday night looks, but if you fancy coming on Sunday Night Live tonight, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, I'll be about, mate. Yeah, just message me and I'll be there.
Okay. Cheers, pal.
Thanks,
I'll
mate.
speak to you later.
Let's hope for another 2 goals in the second half. Cheers, Mark.
Okay, cheers, Ross. And you can follow Ross on Twitter at Hazard90. Very, very good points he comes out with as well. Buckle up for the second half then, folks. We're not far off. I've got to be honest. I've got no idea what he will do, other than the fact that we won't see Fellaini taken off, we won't see Pogba taken off, we won't see Zlatan taken off because he's not going to take the captain off, and he never takes Pogba and Zlatan off. So substitutions, I'd love to see a bit of Anthony Martial. I would like to see a bit of Martial. I think that's really important that he gives him an opportunity in a game in a game in general, but in a game now that we're not going to lose. Sander's back. What's it like in Madrid, Sander? I bet it's scorchio.
Oh, it's very sunny, Mark. You'd love it, I tell you. It's a good 25 degrees, and it's consistent as well. That's the thing. Every single day, 25 degrees. It's brilliant. Love it.
So you're going to turn into a Real Madrid fan when you move over there, or Atletico?
I'm not that plastic, Mark. I'm not that plastic. I think, to be fair, I like Atletico. I like Real because of Ronaldo, but Atletico just because they're the underdogs, aren't they? Because Real have always been winning, and Atletico, they're just coming up to it. But United fan all the way.
Well, it's a great place to be based.
I was going to do that video, but I did speak to a few Spanish fans outside the Bernabeu the other day, and they said that they wouldn't have De Gea, and they don't think Cruz will come this way, which Cruz we know about. But the De Gea thing is interesting. I know it. It's only 2 or 3 fans, but maybe that reflects a general feeling. I don't know.
Well, my understanding with the De Gea thing is that it's very much from the president and now Zidane, but the president wants the Spanish number 1 goalkeeper to play for Real Madrid. It's a bit like if there was a keeper in England who was the best goalkeeper in the world, or one of the best 2, because I know some people think Neuer's better than De Gea, then we'd want him to play for Manchester United, wouldn't we? So I can understand that. But whether the fans want De Gea, I think they didn't really want him when it broke down last time. So
yeah, I don't know. It's only 2 or 3 fans, but I thought I'd put that in just to give you guys a little idea of what they're thinking.
George wants me to have a look at the Snapchats. I'll tell you when the game kicks off, but let's have a look at your Snapchats. You can Snapchat us United Stand MUFC. Let's see what people are saying. The game's about to kick off. I don't know what your... Well, I'll come back to you, Sander, actually. But yeah, I think anything less than a 3-0 win is a failure now, because the game is surely there to be won for us. Spill Boomy. You think Fellaini will be captain again? Does Mourinho love him so much? Fellaini's just about good enough to be a Sunderland captain. Fair point. Rick Grimes.
Can stop Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Not today. Not tomorrow. Yeah.
Rick Grimes for Walking Dead there. He likes to send us the odd Snapchat. Michael Fraser.
Is hypocrite your favourite word, Mark?
Is hypocrite my favourite word? Brave man, Michael. Cahan?
The goal from Zlatan was something we've missed. So someone who can create a chance out of nothing. I think Shaw's been amazing. He's been putting crosses, but we just need...
Good call, that, from Cahan. And Izzy 3D.
Why didn't you sign Pepe on a free transfer this summer? Because his form has been really good with Madrid.
I'm sorry, we just scored a goal.
Have we?
Snapchat sort of causes a problem there. It's 2-0. Mkhitaryan's just scored a goal. And I missed it looking at Snapchat. But it's Luke Shaw down the left into Mkhitaryan. And a good finish. Something out of nothing again. Sander, you'll see it in a moment. A lot of criticism for Mkhitaryan in the first half. Something out of nothing again. Brilliant bunt from Mkhitaryan. 2-0.
Yeah, I'll let you know when I see it. It's just in Fellaini at the moment in the middle of the park. God, he's a muppet, Fellaini, isn't he? He's an absolute muppet. Thing is, he tries, but he just isn't a very good footballer, let's be honest. Right.
Well, the great thing is that Fellaini's probably our most successful captain in history now. He's got a 100% win rate. But it was a great goal.
Just seen it. Brilliant. It's a nice goal, nice finish.
And again, it's very interesting that Zlatan was getting a lot of stick in the first half. I don't think he has had a good game. But one bit of brilliance that not many other people in world football can do. It's 1-0. Mkhitaryan getting a lot of stick again. A brilliant bit of individualism, 2-0. So, this is why I think Mourinho's wrong when he keeps dropping Mkhitaryan, because actually keep him on the pitch for 90 minutes and he might have a bad hour, but he'd produce something like that. But we need to go and get 3. We need to go and get 4 or 5 in this game now, because Sunderland are beat. This game was over the minute the red card happened. They're definitely beat now. If you thought there was a slim chance of them getting back, it's definitely won now. United aren't going to get a red card because there's no need for them to go and make silly challenges. So it really is just a matter of trying to get as many as we can. And the only good thing about it I would take from this game is 1 goal difference, and 2, a little bit of a confidence builder.
Yeah, I'd still trust Herrera to get a red card though. Or Rojo or something. But yeah, definitely. But to be fair, we're so far off goal difference, I think, of Liverpool. I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference anyway. But, yeah.
Well, I think if we win both our games in hand, we are level with Liverpool. But Pickford and Zlatan have just... we don't want Zlatan getting injured, trust me.
And they haven't got Mane for the rest of the season, which is a massive boost for us.
I think Liverpool getting that result against Stoke yesterday. I mean, bloody Mark Hughes again. He only raises it when it's against United. But I'm just looking. There's the ball over the top here from Herrera. Zlatan's running through, and it's a 50-50 with the keeper. And to be honest, he just gets one in the side. Hopefully, the last thing we want is a broken rib.
Yeah.
But if anyone thinks Pickford should come to United, I think he's just shown there that he's a big lad, because he's just gone up against 6'5" Zlatan and flattened him. So 50-50. I think Zlatan probably just caught one a little bit late. Katie Graham saying penalty. Can't be a penalty, Katie, when Pickford gets the ball first. It wasn't reckless.
He's got balls for doing that, hasn't he? Going straight into Zlatan. God, I don't know about
that. Luke Shaw did assist the Mkhitaryan goal in some ways, but
Mark, can we just talk about, right? I know this isn't a transfer show, but we got Zlatan on a free. Just let that sink in, right? Just let that. The bloke's got 28 goals in all competitions this season. 28 goals, and we've got him on a free. That is, I'd pay 40 million for him.
Well, Graham Souness said that this week. Everyone's on about who's the player of the year. Is it Kante? Is it Dele Alli? Hazard? People like that. And he said, well, why is it not Zlatan? 35 years of age, comes to Manchester United for free. Are we just not putting Zlatan in the mix as player of the year because he is playing in a team that's not going to win probably not going to get in the top 4. When you actually look at the goal to game ratio, and we know as fans that Zlatan's had some stinkers and he's missed some sitters, but actually, for all that, the goals he scored, if we didn't have him, God knows where we would be.
Yeah, it'd be awful, wouldn't it? But the thing that gives me hope is the fact that we have created so much chances, and that, put someone like Griezmann or someone with a higher, shot per goal ratio, we're going to be absolutely smashing it. And you said that you're not so confident about winning the league next season. It is going to be difficult because you look at Tottenham; they look like they're onto something. City are only going to improve. Chelsea, I'm sure, are going to still be the same team. And Arsenal, well, they're muppets. But it's going to be difficult. But I believe in us. We're creating the chances. We're going to bring in good players. I believe in Mourinho, and I'm massively positive.
To be honest, you know what? This second half, we've just gone past the 50-minute point, and it's not been a bad second half. Sunderland are not playing deep. They're actually having a bit of a go, which is to their credit. I don't like Sunderland, but and I don't like David Moyes, but they've had a go, and Mkhitaryan there. I think we'll get a third soon. I mean, hopefully there'll just be loads of goals in it.
Yep. I'm just watching Fellaini running about the pitch. He just makes me laugh. He's so lanky, and he's just he's just a muppet. I don't know. He's just storming about the pitch. He's really happy with himself as well that he's captain. He loves it.
You see, what we see is what you've said there, but what Mourinho sees is like I don't know, Angelina Jolie running around naked. That's what Mourinho sees with Fellaini.
He just sees him gliding over the pitch. It's like an elegant being. Like.
Kaja's saying that take Pogba off. He'll score next, mate.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't take him off.
That sort of game. Mkhitaryan and Zlatan actually haven't played well this game, but they've scored 2 great individual goals. And whether Pogba's had a bad game or not, it's probably guaranteed that he will score.
I'll tell you what though, Lingard, for a player on £100,000 a week or whatever it is, Lingard's been awful today. I mean, I know the team hasn't been very good, but it's not even like he just doesn't have the quality. He hasn't even shown glimpses. He just doesn't. I agree with the fact that if he didn't sign a new contract, we'd be Mourinho. He doesn't sign youth players, and it's we're losing our traditions and all that kind of stuff. So fair enough. But I'm sorry, just he tries hard, but he hasn't got the quality, and he can't do what Zlatan did and pull something out the bag. He's got a good dab on him though.
Well, to be honest, I thought Pogba had a good first 10 minutes, but it's regressed since then. I've never really had a pop at Pogba because I do like him.
How long until the novelty wears off, though, Mark?
Well, yeah. I do think against somebody like Sunderland, I do wonder why Paul Pogba, forget the price tag. I mean, the price tag I just think is a bit of a red herring, but what I do agree with is that a player of Paul Pogba's supposed quality should be having more standout performances than he's had this season. Games just passing by, and this is Sunderland. It's Sunderland. 20 points, going to get relegated 100%. Why is Paul Pogba not able to impress himself on a game like this? But if it was a one-off, it's fine. But too often,
it's almost like the good games are the one-off, and it's this regularly. Whether he can change that around, I think he can. But this season, it's been a bit of a disappointment.
Law of attraction, Pogba needs to show a little bit more, which I think he does. I think we judge Pogba on next season anyway, to be honest.
Yeah. I think we judge Man United on next season. I think we judge Mourinho on next season. For me, people saying Jose Mourinho out, I mean, I don't even want to talk about that. But this is a warm-up. These are the cone runs, right? Next season, the match starts. Next season is when I really start to get excited and take note of what we're doing. We might not win it next season. We might come second or third. That's what, I'd be happy with that. People forget where we've been in the last 3 seasons. 4th, 5th, No, 7th, 4th, and 5th. If we were to get 3rd or 2nd next season, what's happened?
You've got a perler there if you're a little bit behind on the coverage, because Fellaini's cross, you'll never see a better cross in world football, and that comment is absolutely tinged with sarcasm. But I'll tell you what, you make a good point there, because dress rehearsal or not, I actually personally think that if we come out of this season without Champions League football, it's a total failure. That Europa League is there to be won. The players he's got are good enough to win that Europa League, and it will be failure. But what I said last week, and I'll stand by it, Mourinho is not getting sacked, no matter what. We could lose every single game of the season between now and the end of it. He is not going to get sacked, and he will be given next season. And I think I firmly think we can win the title if he stops the Fellaini obsession. I think that is detrimental to anything we want to achieve. But I do think we've got to win. I think if we're sat here in the summer and we're in the Europa League again, I'll be very, very unhappy. We've got to get European football.
That is flashes of David Beckham, Mark.
Yeah, we've seen the Fellaini cross now, yeah.
Wow, that is world class, I tell you. Wow, that is beautiful. Captain, that is the captain of Man United we're looking at there, Mark. The captain of Manchester United. Oh, God.
Well, he's played a shit pass to Lingard from 5 yards when we could have been on the attack. He's missed a sitter, and now he's put in probably the world's worst cross. So he's going for the full array. He just needs to score a goal with his bottom now. I bet he will score, though, and then it will mask everything that the realists have seen from his performance today, which has been pretty poor. I wouldn't say shocking, but pretty poor. I don't know whether he can put in a shocking performance against a team as bad as Sunderland, but...
I think it's shocking suggests that you're surprised by it.
Yeah.
Right.
This has got to be a goal. Oh, how does that not go in? And then Herrera blasts it over. Zlatan's cross, and it's like right into the most dangerous area along the ground, 6 yards out. United players queuing up on the back post, and for some reason, as I'll see back, keeper keeps it away. But good keeping again. I mean, to be fair to Pickford, I don't think he could have done anything about the 2 goals. Certainly not Zlatan's, and I think Mkhitaryan's finish was good as well.
That's Mkhitaryan's second goal in the Sunderland fixtures. That first goal in the home leg.
Was that the offside flick?
Yeah, was it the? Yes, it was the offside. Wow, it was an absolute beauty, wasn't it? I do agree with Ross though, or Alex, whoever said it about Luke Shaw. He's had a good game, I think. Yeah, I'm just seeing that Zlatan cross.
He could have sent Luke Shaw off here because he's on a yellow card already, and he sort of blocks off Endong. He's gone down injured, which is the last thing we want to see.
Who, Luke Shaw?
Yeah.
Oh. Do you think that will be a consistent thing throughout his career, injuries? Because once you get one bad one, often, like you say with shin splints, one thing you're like you say with shin splints, isn't it? It keeps coming back. You never fully recover. Maybe from that, maybe he's just an injury-prone bloke.
Yeah, we'll have to see. You can have a bad injury, and like you're right to say that, you can then spend the rest of your career just picking up other injuries as your body compensates for the weakness in the bad injury. But he's up. He was trodden on his ankle there. It would have been harsh. He could have got a second yellow for that. Defoe. Oh, he got it round the wall well, but Romero's well positioned.
Yeah, I just seen that. It almost looked like he slipped, but I don't know if he did. I haven't seen the replay.
On the break again. If he's quick enough, the pass is there. It's just over Lingard. It's a shame that. Won't be long till we get a third, though.
No. It's just dead, isn't it, now? It's a done game. Ref ruined it, to be honest. But we'll take the 3 points. We need them.
We're very close to 1,000 likes on the video, so please like the video if you haven't. And if you've not subscribed to the United Stand, we're very close to 76,000. Pogba should score. Right in the penalty box. Pogba's got to score that on the volley. I don't think it even gets away with it being a deflection. Lovely little flick by Zlatan on the volley over the bar. And a long way over the bar.
You see, and I think it was you that retweeted it yesterday, Mark, how Chelsea fans are still obsessed. They're almost won the league and they're still obsessed with Pogba.
Luke Shaw's off.
What, injured or just taken off?
No, I think they look happy with him.
All right. Who for?
Daley Blind.
Right. Oh, I don't agree with that substitution, to be honest, Mark. Why not stick someone attacking on and go free at the back?
I know, yeah. I'd agree.
I don't understand that. I do want to keep Blind, though, in the summer, Mark. What do you think of that? Would you sell him or keep him?
I like Daley Blind. I just think he's had a shocking season.
Yeah, I don't even think he's been he's been bad, but to be fair, he hasn't had that much game time. I'd keep him. He's so versatile and he'd do a job. Definitely keep him. He's a great footballer as well.
It's just another player who last season was very, very good, and this season has just not been fancied by Mourinho. Daley Blind.
Yeah, just seeing Mourinho giving Shaw a pat on the back. Yeah, I like that.
It's good to see. So.
Yeah.
This could be 3. No. St. Columbo makes a good point. Shaw just needs minutes, which he does. Hopefully might see him on Thursday night now. Daroug and Wani says Mourinho looks happy with him, which he did. Tottenham will sign Shaw, says Fade. No way, we won't let him go. We won't let it. Now he's playing games, we won't let him go. There'll be a yellow card for United here. Is it Herrera? No, Lingard. He can lie around on the floor all he wants. He's still going to get a yellow card.
Is that Herrera?
Yeah, it's Lingard.
Right.
I think he just gets a flailing foot in his head from the tackle. Who got the second? Says CWC Gaming, Mkhitaryan.
Oh yeah, just seen that tackle.
The thing about Lingard for me is, he's coming off anyway. He's coming off. He's got a yellow card and then it gets took off. For Martial, no, Rashford.
Yes. Oh, that's right. I prefer to see Martial, to be fair, though, because Rashford's got confidence. Martial needs it.
Yeah. I think the thing about Lingard that always surprises me is that, obviously Mourinho loves him. He's so lightweight. Why doesn't he get himself down the gym? I think about Ronaldo when we signed him, and I know it's all about body physics, but Ronaldo got himself down the gym. Lingard just gets Lingard could be a better player than he is at the moment if he just bulked up a little bit, and it doesn't have to be detrimental to his pace.
No, I know what you mean.
But he gets knocked off the ball so much. Okay, here's Pogba now with a lot of space. Into Rashford. First touch terrible.
To be fair, I will say that about Rashford this season. His technicality hasn't been great in terms of his finishing, his touches. He's got blistering pace, but he still have to convince me with his kind of technical ability. Also, I'm a bit, like you said, I know we're all scared for Martial, but what he said the other day in the press conference, I know Martial isn't an out-and-out striker, but he goes, we've got Rashford, we believe in Rashford, and then he left it at that and didn't mention Martial. I know he likes to avoid things, but he could have, if he really wanted to keep Martial, he could have gone, we believe in Martial and Rashford, we've got great young players, and he didn't, which scares me.
Derek name one saying that Rashford. I can't repeat that. A lot of people excited about Rashford being on though. I do like Rashford, and I'd like to see Martial, to be honest, but I think those days are going to be numbered. We've gone over 1,000 likes. Thanks everybody for liking the video. That's fantastic. We're closing in on 76,000 subscribers. Remember, we've passed today the capacity of Old Trafford, which is fantastic. Thanks everyone. Keep getting involved with the channel. And few people are not happy that no Martial. Andrew Bidwell, Mark, would you like to see us add Defoe? No, I don't rate Defoe. I think he's a good Premier League striker, but I'll always say this to people. People get lost in the fact that just because somebody scores goals in the Premier League that they're potentially a Manchester United player. Kevin Phillips used to score a lot of goals in the Premier League. Not for 1 minute was he ever considered to be bought by Manchester United. There's a different, and this is where I think people go wrong with Lukaku as well. I think he's just a good Premier League striker. I don't think he's a Champions League top 4 striker. I may be proved wrong, but I don't. Darren Bent used to score a lot of goals in the Premier League.
Darren Bent.
Oh my God, Bay nearly then. But Sunderland have kept going in this game, Xander. They've got 2 up front, and they've tried. I mean, it'd be embarrassing for us to come out. Like I said, I think it's embarrassing if we don't get at least 3-0. But if this was like 2-1.
I still think we'll win, but to be fair, you may say, "Oh, Sunderland damage limitation." The damage has already been done in terms of their points. They need the points more than we do. So I kind of respect it in Sunderland coming out to play, but then again, they've got no choice.
Lingard has come off for Rashford, Gungshi. What happened to Shaw? I think he did take a knock, but I think the plan was probably to take him off after 60 minutes anyway. Remember, he came on as a sub and played about 20 minutes against Everton, didn't he? So he's done 60 minutes today. I just want us to get the 3rd goal here and just put it to bed. I mean, you know, it's been put to bed anyway, to be honest. But
it's put to bed when the player got sent off.
Luke Kelly 07. Martial's gone in this summer. Kwame, Pogba's decision making needs work. Would United be in first place if Chicharito was on the team? Says Calagio. I think Chicharito or somebody of that ilk would have. Oh, here we go. This should be 3. Zlatan's just got to play it into Rashford. Oh, I think he does that on purpose. It's a poor pass. It should have been 1-on-1. It should have been 3-0. That it's just poor passing. I don't know why a player of Zlatan's quality there, when you see that backsander, he's just got to play him in, and the pass is just overhit, and it would have been, you know, well, I'm not saying Rashford would score a 1-on-1 because he has missed them, but poor pass by Zlatan. But we had a 2-on-1.
Yeah, we should be about 4-0 up, you know. More than that, to be fair.
70 minutes gone, people asking.
Yeah, and it's not 0-0, but I saw someone comment, "Oh, is it still 0-0?" No, because obviously he's not watching the game. It's not 0-0, it's 2-0 to United.
Yeah, sorry about that. If people are watching, we've had a problem with the editing system today. I can't update anything other. Well, I can. I just have to stop the stream, and we can't do that. It'd be stupid. So it says 0-0, but there's no timer either. So it's 2-0 to United. And,
I'm seeing that chance now, Mark. Yeah, you should do better there, Zlatan. Tell you what though, I think you tweeted earlier in the week. You know, I'm so nervous for the Europa League, and I was about to reply saying the nerves make it more exciting because we know that there's something riding on it. And for me, I'm just so excited for it. I'm not even scared. I'm just really excited. It's European nights, isn't it? It's going to be brilliant, I think.
Yeah, obviously I'm looking forward to it. It's just that it's on a knife edge, isn't it? It really is.
Yeah.
And to be honest, we're still not playing. I don't believe we're playing well enough. Anywhere near well enough. You know, if you're playing well, then you've got confidence. And then I think our confidence is based on a look at the team and think, oh, this team's got to be good enough. But it's just not playing well enough. And that's not to mean I'm still hopeful that we can win the Europa League. But
for me, we could put our second team out and win the Europa League. If you look at the teams in it, shall I get it up? Yeah. If you look at the teams in it, we should definitely be beating all of them over 2 legs. It's just, like I said, that final isn't over 2 legs, as Liverpool found out, which is the scary thing. So you got Celta Vigo, Genk, you got Besiktas, Lyon, Ajax, Schalke.
I forgot Ajax and Schalke. I mean, they could give us a game.
But it's Lyon and Besiktas are playing each other. So that one of them's going out, and they're probably 2 of the biggest teams in it. Schalke and Ajax are playing each other, and then there's one of Celta Vigo and Genk. So we should really be winning the Europa League.
Yeah, I'd agree. I mean, to be fair to Liverpool, they got all the way to the final and they played Sevilla, who were a good side. I mean,
and they had to get past Dortmund.
I remember some Liverpool fans saying that, and they had to beat Dortmund as well. It is a far easier tournament than it was last year. Like you were saying, this season's a dress rehearsal, but I think if we don't come out of it with Champions League football, then it's a failure because it really is there to be got.
Yeah, you can only truly move on.
Well, we should have got top 4 anyway. It's our own fault. I mean, the points we've dropped at home against lesser teams, drawing against them, it comfortably runs into double figures now. So if you added at least half of those, like another 7 points onto what we've got, we'd be comfortably in the top 4. So top 4 has been blown by ourselves. Europa League is still there to be done. And
I do think Mourinho is a bit of a cup manager as well. He likes it, and he's European. Like we've said before, Pogba does well in Europe because he's used to it, isn't he? So maybe he'll just shine.
Rednabed says Zlatan can't dribble past players or pass at speed. Love the bloke and his goals, but we need more.
Don't know. I mean, he hasn't got any pace. We know that, but he comes up with goals, so you can't complain.
To be fair, Sunderland have. I don't know. Give us your thoughts on the live comments boards. What are your thoughts? Because at the moment it's 2-0, but is 2-0 good enough?
The thing I'd say, Mark, it's 3 points. That's what I'm looking at. I know we should be going for more against Sunderland, but it's coming to the business end of the season. I'll take a 1-0 win, 3 points. I don't really care.
I agree with that, but I just think yet again it's a missed opportunity to build some confidence. We've got bigger games than this to come. 3 points, very important. But we had an opportunity here today to go and get 3 or 4 goals, and play some good football. Mistake me if I'm wrong. I don't think we've played any good football in this game at all. I think we've scored 2 individual goals, and
no, we haven't been brilliant. And Sunderland, to be fair to them, haven't done what I thought they would do. They've come out and played us, so we should be doing far better than we are. Is that Twanzebe and Fosu Mensah warming up? That's a nice thing for the fans to see. But I tell you what, I prefer them on the pitch. Because, we said about the other day, Matty Willock, I think he's called, on the bench. Oh, he's on the bench. He was never going to use him, was he? So, putting him on the bench is nothing compared to playing him. Have you done the tell us where you're watching from, Mark?
Yeah, we did it. I'm sure people could do it again for you if you wanted them to, but
no, just I know you love it, so I thought I'd better recommend it just in case you haven't done it.
Sorry, I'm not shaking my head about that. I'm shaking my head about the quality of our football today.
Yeah.
So we've got an interesting show for everybody tonight. Anyway, as soon as this game's done, I'll do my match reaction. Then I'm going to get out in the garden and have a couple of beers because it's lovely weather here, and you don't normally get that in April in the UK. But we will be live tonight at 8:30 Couple of things we're really going to talk about. I'm sure it will get quite heated. It normally does. The Fellaini obsession. All you Fellaini lovers, get on and give him a bit of defence, because I'm not going to. And then the confidence really about the Europa League and some of our performances individually at the moment. Nice little ball into Rashford. My concern is I just want us to start playing good football, or even half decent football. I mean, there's so much space in this game. We should be winning it very, very comfortably.
But Mark, then again, when we were playing good football against the smaller teams and weren't winning, we were saying, "Oh, we just want the 3 points." But now that we're not playing very well and we're getting the 3 points, we're saying we want the good performances. So it's difficult to you got to get a right balance.
I think the thing I would say to that is that we're playing 10 men again.
Yeah.
We're playing the worst team in the league, and we're playing against 10 men. And they're trying to score goals. They're not parking the bus. You made a good point about Bournemouth when they went down to 10 men and we couldn't score against them because they parked the bus, and it was 1-1 at the time. We were 1-0 up in this game, and Sunderland haven't parked the bus because they're at home, and another loss, it's no good to them. They've got to sort of go for broke, and the opportunities have been there to get 4 or 5 goals in this game, and our inability to play the final pass or even the pass before that, it's only 2-0. I don't think it's good enough at all.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's just a bit of a lack of quality at the moment, isn't it? But imagine, United Ronaldo in this game. Like, he'd be absolutely tearing it up. And I know Ronaldo and Pogba are different players, but Pogba can still take charge of the game in the way that Ronaldo did.
Yeah.
So, that's really what I'd be expecting from him. You want your big players almost to be.
Martial's on. Thank God for that.
Yeah, that's good. I haven't seen it yet, but I was about to say, you want your big players to almost be toying with them, and like a cat with a mouse, like just making fun of them a bit. And we haven't really done that. We actually look like we're really trying, like we're actually trying. We're struggling to get a goal. That's not really what we want to be seeing.
I think he'll score. I do. I think this is perfect for Martial.
It's made for him, isn't it? Made for it.
He's in here. Oh, nearly. It's a ball over the top from Daley Blind, and he fights with the centre back and gets his shot away. Pickford slightly off his line, but gets back quick enough to save the lob. Come on, Martial. Get yourself in the team.
Do you think if he scores and does really well, that Mourinho will keep him in the team, or do you think he'll be straight back out again?
I think the fact that he's brought him on is a positive, because I was sort of concerned that he wouldn't use him. So it gives him that opportunity, and
Mkhitaryan off, just seeing it now.
Yeah, Fellaini's got himself booked. He's a clown. He really is a clown.
Makes me
Getting
laugh.
yourself booked as captain of the team for dissent. I mean, what a dickhead. What an absolute embarrassment that was. He's given a foul away and then he kicks the ball away as well. It's just petulant.
All I can do is laugh. There's no point in trying to get worked up about it.
No, I just think, I mean, he shouldn't be captain anyway, that's the joke. So getting worried about him being dissentful is not worth it. But
he's going to stick with him, Mourinho, and he's proved that throughout the season. So all we can do is, I know we shouldn't try and accept what the manager's going to do, but there's no change in Mourinho's mind. There isn't. So we've just got to go along with it, really, I think.
Here's Martial. He's got loads of players ahead of him.
I'm just seeing that tackle from Fellaini now.
I'll be amazed if we don't get a third goal in this game, because we are catching them on the break. But let's see.
But why has he put Fellaini as captain when he's got Zlatan? And he loves Zlatan. Or Pogba. Now, I think it's a bit too early for Pogba, because I think giving Pogba the captaincy is a bit like giving Rooney the captaincy. He needs to work on his own game before he works on other people's game. So, but for Zlatan, I think he's perfect for Zlatan. I know he is actually the captain in a sense without having the armband, but just give him the armband instead of Fellaini.
Sunderland should have scored there. Good chance. Got a little bit greedy, I think. Sold absolutely had Darmian and Bay on toast here. Not Bay, sorry. Rashford and Darmian. It's a very speculative effort to think you're going to get past Romero from the edge of the box, though. But there we go. Hopefully there's a United goal in this. We've still got 10 minutes to go, Sander, so we'll sort of talk about it now, but there's still a little bit of time. Who would be your standout player from the game for Manchester United? It's not an easy one, is it?
Fellaini.
Yeah.
No, I think no one's been that outstanding this game. I think I'm going to have to give it to Zlatan purely because it was the opener and it allowed the floodgates to open in a sense, that goal, and he created it out of nothing. It was a great goal, but no one's really stand out to this game.
Yeah, I think for me at the moment, I'd probably go Luke Shaw, you know. I'm trying to think if one of the unsung heroes, you know, sometimes, you know, Carrick or Herrera,
they'll
have a game that you've probably not noticed, but they've been really, really good. I think Bay's done okay.
Yeah, but they haven't really attacked us, have they?
No, so that for that reason you can't really give it to Bay and Rojo, but it's Luke Shaw. I don't think Zlatan's had a very good game. It was a very, very good goal, but I think he's been very wasteful. Same for Pogba. Mkhitaryan didn't have a great game apart from the goal. I think Fellaini's been pretty, you know, below average, even for him. And Herrera's done okay, but yeah, it's very hard. Very hard. You know, 1-0 because of a goal from Zlatan out of nothing, and then the red card, and then that really helps us out. We've not really done anything of note as a team.
It is refreshing to see our left back getting up the field, bombing on, beating players, and putting something in the box, isn't it?
Yeah, because if he can keep doing that, and then you bring Valencia back, we've got balance. Bring balance to the force.
Yeah, that would be beautiful to see. You got brilliant wings with Mickey and Valencia and Shaw, and then you look in the central midfield, and you've got a clown running about the field.
Right, we've got free kick here from about 30 yards out. I would imagine... Oh, Zlatan's behind us again.
Give him the ball.
Pogba looks like he wants this one. And by the way the game's gone, he will probably score this because, you know, Zlatan's not had a great game, scored a good goal. Same for Mkhitaryan. Pogba's not had a great game. It's all set up for him.
Whereabouts on the field is it, Mark?
It's about 35 yards out. No, probably about 30 yards out. Very central. So a bit like that one that he hit the post with years ago. A couple of years ago, a couple of months ago. Oh, I'll tell you what, I wasn't far off. The keeper was doing that old planted to the spot bit, and he hits it well. It's close, but probably not close enough to go, oh. I think it's, to be honest, I think it hit the back of a defender, so I think Pogba's right there.
I saw a tweet, and I think, I don't know if I retweeted it, but I think I uploaded a thing on Twitter of all Pogba's shots where he hit the bar and the post, and I saw someone reply saying, great players score, don't come close. So I don't know what you've got to say about that. But
that's fair enough, yeah, very fair enough.
But I think next season they're all going in, to be honest. It's just that's
how
we've been.
We'll see a massive improvement with Pogba next season. He's got the potential to do it, and it's why I've not really got on his back this season, because I think he really does.
Yeah, just seeing the free kick now. I think he's changed his hair, to be honest, Pogba. Yeah, it isn't. It's quite close, but he's had better free kicks. But like you said, Mark, earlier, we've learned nothing from this game, just purely because of that red card. Even if he didn't get sent off, we could have learned that we would be able to break a team down or something, or able to beat a small team. But we've literally learned nothing.
I said at the start of the half, if we come out of this less than 3-0, it's a failure. It's not a failure because we've got 3 points, and I think some people will just be happy that we haven't drawn a game. But the reality is, our away record's fantastic, and it will go up again. It's virtually 60%. Oh, Blind. If he crosses that in, Martial's got to tap in. so bloody frustrating that we just haven't been able to get that third goal.
Mm. Well, that's a bad tackle of Darmian, right in the calf.
Still 5 minutes to go, folks. Still 5 minutes to go. And
does this correlate with your FIFA predicts, Mark?
3-0.
Right. And how did that come about? Did we? I didn't watch it, to be honest, but did we? Has the game gone the same way?
No. My team actually played well and created lots of chances, and it finished 3-0. But no, nothing like this.
Right.
Who's that bloke next to Jose Mourinho? Looks like a fat Joey Barton.
Get that on a t-shirt, someone. Who's that bloke next to Jose Mourinho? Looks like a fat Joey Barton. Brilliant.
So I'm typing away because I'm setting up the stream, which we'll do more or less straight after this one. So I don't go quiet, but I sort of keep my thoughts to myself and start to... well, man of the match has been given to Zlatan by Sky, which I think is just sensationalism, really, although you did say that yourself, to be fair.
Who else would you give it to, though? That's the only thing.
No, I'd give it to Luke Shaw. I'd give it to Luke Shaw. Yeah. I think Zlatan's played very badly. I think he scored a very good goal, but I don't think he's played very well.
I've seen the Joey Barton look-alike.
Oh, God, Defoe should have scored then. I mean, the ridiculous thing is that I think Sunderland should give themselves a pat on the back. They've actually played quite well with 10 men. It's only when we've been on the attack that you've noticed that it's been 10 men because they've been a bit short at the back. But, on their attacks, you wouldn't really have noticed it.
You say that, though, realistically, they haven't really posed us any danger. They have a little bit, but we've been quite comfortable throughout the game. I know they're only 10 men, but they are just a really bad team, aren't they?
Yeah.
With a bad manager.
We've made them look better than they are.
Yeah, that's true.
Very interesting game in Anderlecht coming up on Thursday because, like Xander said, and a lot of you said on the live comments, we've not learnt anything today, so we don't know. I still don't know what his ideas are with the team. Is this his best team? And I don't know. We're still not playing that well, so
I think he'll play Carrick. To be honest, I think he was resting him. I think he realises that the Europa League is more important, and therefore I think he's resting Carrick for it. Don't know what you think, but
I hope you're right, Xander. I hope he's going to play Carrick.
But we were saying at the beginning of the season, no Carrick, no party. That's died down a little bit now, hasn't it?
Give it to Martial. 3-0. Yes, Rashford.
Nice one. Brilliant.
Good one. Lovely stuff.
You happy with it now, Mark? With the game?
No.
You're such a hard man to please.
We could have had an absolute hatful here today.
That's good seeing Lingard signing a shirt for a disabled fan.
But I'm glad that we've got the goal.
That might get Rashford's confidence up a little bit.
Yeah, you finished it well. Took it well. I did say at half-time, though, anything less than 3-0 wouldn't be good enough, and we've got 3-0, so can't be too critical.
I'll say Pogba hasn't played that well, but if you look at the goal we've just scored, right, he does a lovely little bit of skill to beat his man.
He did,
right. And then he puts in a fantastic through ball for Rashford, which, that shows that glimpses of class that hopefully we can see more consistently next season.
Yeah, well, hopefully. he will become a better player next year.
I think it's not really. Well, I know what you mean, but I think it's more a consistent player than a better player. Because I know we all know he's got it in him, and we can see it with that passing skill there. It's just he doesn't do it regularly enough. That's what I think it is. That pass from Zlatan was slightly better than the one before.
Oh, could be a great assist. Oh, he needs a pass. No, Zlatan again. Poor. Darmian will get a yellow card there. It's been well overdue. He always gets a yellow card.
Surprised Herrera hasn't got a yellow card. Do you think Chelsea have won it now, then, the league, Mark? Or do you think someone like Tottenham could come back into it?
I think Chelsea will win it, but I'd love us to beat them next week and just make it a little bit more interesting. I think Spurs are the best. Spurs are the best team I've seen us play.
Bit of Kevin Keegan there, Mark. I will love it if we beat them.
But I don't think this sort of team can beat Chelsea. I think if we play our best team, we're capable of beating Chelsea. But I don't see this team being good enough to beat Chelsea. I don't know what anybody else thinks, but no, I don't think we will.
I think if we play how we played in that first 20 minutes, whatever it was, against Chelsea earlier on in the season, I think we've got a chance. To be honest, I think we've played really well. We've shut them down. But then you've got Michael Oliver. Do you know who's refereeing that game, Mark?
Don't know. Is he?
No, I don't know. I was asking you.
No, I don't think they announce it until in the week.
Right.
Well, we're very, very close to the end of this game, and I don't think it was ever in doubt that we would win it as soon as that red card happened. But your thoughts on the game, Xander?
It's been a bit of it was a boring game before, and it's become even more boring now that when the player got sent off. But it's 3 points. We haven't really learned anything, like I said, but we take this, we move on, and hopefully we can beat Anderlecht midweek.
I'd agree with that. And final whistle has gone. For those who are wondering whether it's over, it is over. I am just checking something there. Okay, so the live stream for the match reaction is now on the channel. So you can pop over there, and I'll be live over there in about, well, as soon as this finishes, I'll pop straight over. And we can... do that. Thanks for coming on, Xander. Big help today.
Yeah, nice one, Mark. It's my pleasure.
And we'll speak to Xander very soon. But I've set up the live match reaction stream, which I'll be over to do in about 60 seconds after I finish this. I'll see you over there. Just click the United Stand icon, and you'll see Sunderland 0-3, Manchester United, Zlatan, Mkhitaryan and Rashford goals win it. And I'll see you over there in a minute. Thanks everybody for watching, and thanks to Xander.